Good morning. My cat has about destroyed my dining room table here. I had it all decorated and looking nice for fall. And yeah, the little jerk started knocking everything over. Going live later than I ever expected. I wasn't planning on doing a live this morning. Go lay down. Go lay down. Good morning. Am I following all you guys on social media? Make sure that I'm following you. Uh, The only one I don't follow really back on is my Facebook, my personal Facebook, but I will from the Veteran Nation account. Good morning. I've been, I do want to open up some of these windows. It's a little bit chilly this morning, but I want to get some fresh air in here. So let me get these open. That one is open. Good afternoon, Lilu. I spent the day this morning thus far cleaning the kitchen. That's been my plan and my goal. Good morning. I have not showered. I have not shaved. I've not done anything to prepare for the day other than I did water the plants. Here's one thing I did do. This is my lime tree, and he was in a little pot and he was outgrowing it, so I moved him to this big one. Um, so that's where he's at right now. Um, he was starting to outgrow that. So I've been wanting to, and I couldn't find a big pot for the longest time. I went to my $1 General, they didn't have one. I went to the Exchange, they didn't have one, and yeah, I finally went to another Dollar General, and they had this one here for $6. So I was like, okay. I let's see, take you around my other plants. I got this little guy who I've had for a couple years, but he struggled for a while at my old place because I didn't have a good place for him. And then I've got my bamboo here, which this stalk didn't do too good, uh, but he's doing better. Because see, with these two, I've had them the longest, but the cat, they were in stuff, and the cat liked to knock it over, and that's why they both struggled. Uh, and then right here, now before I show you guys my lemon tree, I know he's got signs of not being fertilized. Okay. When I first got him, I didn't know that they had to be fertilized as often as what they did. So when he started getting spots, I looked it up. I found out what he needed. Um, and now he's getting fertilizer. We're just coming out of it. So this is him. And you can see this yellowing. That's what the sun makes it look worse, but that's sign that they need fertilized. But I've got new growth on him, and there's a lemon right there. So he's starting to outgrow this, but I've already got a place for him uh, out in the my little outdoor garden there that he's going to go into. I'm just going to wait until this lemon it's almost there. It's getting there. Once it's big enough to harvest and ripes, that's when he's going to move out there. But yeah, he's got some new growth on him. He's looking better than what he was. That was my fault. I just didn't know I had to, didn't know I had to do that. And then this one, I believe this one is celery. That one needs some water this morning because I haven't watered them yet. But those are my plants, and I got these big windows on this side, so they're all in the windows. Now I got some fake plants in there, so it's all nice and green. Good morning, Mercedes. Just reading about Lilu's cheese plant. Yeah, I try to keep some things, but for a lot of these, like the lemon tree and the lime tree, like they're going to be in here and then they're going to go outside. And if I can find a citrus tree, um, an orange or grapefruit or something, it's going to go outside. My peach tree out there is doing great. The apricot didn't make it though. He was doing good from the get go. I just don't have. I didn't have the water set up right, so yeah, he didn't make it. But that's okay. I'll replace him with the citrus, something closer to the peach that will do better. Whereas this doesn't tell me where everyone's at this morning. Good morning. Good morning. A little bit later of a morning than normal for me. I've just been doing other stuff. Um, I'm making a drive down to San Diego, North County today, not to San Diego proper, uh, for that stand down. So that'll be good. And the cat, he's up here. He's laying on my mail. Okay, okay. How you doing? Oh, did I call the kitty? Did I mention the kitty, and that means I have to mention you? Yeah, yeah. Bamboo from the commissary. One stalk died, but we upsized the pot. The other two stalks are looking. Yeah, that bamboo had three stalks, and they're pretty hardy. But then this damn cat, like I'd be gone, he'd knock over the thing, and I've only got one left. But now this is in a spot where he doesn't really like to go. Yeah, I'm on my phone. I'm not even on the tablet today. Um, yeah, Glory. Glory wants to sometimes stick her head in. Yeah, don't you? I've got. In fact, I'm gonna have to move you guys. I'm did dishes. Got the dishwasher still going, and I've got to clean up this stuff. These are all my spaghetti. I gotta put away. It's got to go in my thing. I broke one of my things. I gotta toss it. The lid. Yeah, the lid busted on me. So this guy's going, but this guy, he needs washed. Is actually why I have him over here. I'm gonna wash him, and then he's going into the. He's gonna be washed, and then the spaghetti's going into him. I had to put the kitty treats in the cupboard because he kept knocking them over. This part of the thing still needs. Maybe I'll move him over here. I had my little. I had some candy in here, but I took it out, so now I gotta. Oh, thank you for knocking all of my mail onto the floor, Cat. I appreciate that. Oh, those are not gonna go in there. Little jerk. You're a little jerk. Okay, you're a jerk. Fig leaf tree. I thought about putting in because they do well out here. The palm trees that give up figs. Thought about that. Is this water boiling yet? Not yet. Not yet. Um, I haven't had breakfast. I get these eggs started. Cat rolls the roost. He tries to. Oh, hold on. I was in Squid Stream and the lights went out because of the storm. Oh. Change jar or nut bowl container. Yeah, I'll use it for something. I will keep it. I just won't have a lid. Maybe I'll put some tools in it or something. Getting cold in Scotland? Yeah, I bet. I bet. Uh, got all these eggs in here that I'm waiting to hard boil, and I want to get my thing out and make some scrambled ones. Hold on. I was at Costco. I bought a ton of eggs. Get out of the way. Darn cat. Okay. Eh. Set this up over here. So get ready to scramble some eggs. Little piece of a shell. Come on. Get out. Get out. Get out. There we go. Come on. Come on. That's a good day so far. Yeah, the price of eggs is crazy. That's why when I went to Costco, I was like, yeah, I'll just get them here. TC's right. I don't know if you guys were watching the Freedom Flock this morning. I was. TC, my co-host, Minnesota Black Robe Regiment's his channel. But he had his chickens on, so I was watching those. Let's see. You guys like my new coffee carafe? I've got family coming in town this week, so I ordered it. I've been wanting one. I just needed a reason. Needed a reason to pull the trigger on it. It's getting cold outside, and the animals out here are trying to move. And I think the rats are underneath the house again. That happens. Can't stop these desert rats. You try. They're all over. But the cat, he's been sniffing at the registers. I might let him underneath the house there for a bit. Because, yeah, once they realize the cat's around, they leave. They leave. Like one will get in here, he'll catch it. The pest guy comes out. We find where they nested. We get rid of the nest. And then they don't come back for several months. Oh yeah, the home sound. I got that at the dollar store. I just found it. I was like, that's pretty nice. Look at this guy. We were playing earlier. He's funny. He's funny. We're almost to a boil. Let me put a little bit of salt in there. And I'm gonna hard boil up a bunch of eggs. So I got hard boiled eggs for this week. Great cat with orange cat baby. He's I'm trying to think. He's only 4. So he's still very active. He walked away from it again. Let's see if we can get him. Good job. Good job, Kang. Prices are good at the commissary. I just don't like, I don't know if it's every commissary or if ours, the meat. They don't get the best cuts of meat. I don't like that. Uh, Trying to get out some bacon fat. Make you want to pickle eggs? I just got to get this grease out of here. The grease is still. I normally separate the fat from the grease, but when Angel was here, she didn't. So yeah, get some good bacon fat in there. There we go. It's gonna cook up real nice. Now, another way of separating the grease and making sure the grease is good is to take some baking soda, water, and cornstarch and mix it in your thing while it's hot. And what it does is it separates the grease and everything else. Is TC in here? We were watching his stream this morning. Nice in here. Nice little breeze we got. I love deviled eggs too. Man, this thing is not boiling. Let's turn it up a little bit more. Been sitting on there. It has been sitting on there. I still need to make banana bread. I don't know if I'll do that today. I'm going to that thing later on today. So you guys, I'll probably do a live stream or at least a video or something. Uh, but yeah, doing that. I don't think I have any bacon. Nope, no bacon. I do have some Italian sausage, but I'm waiting to use that for my tortellini soup. Good morning, Nikki. Kick this up. Right here. Had to get me some more coffee. This is my Excalibur mug from Excalibur Hotel in Vegas. I like the themed hotels. I really do like them. I hate that they got away from them. I thought that was the coolest thing about Vegas. Now, I don't like them when they're like place themed as much, but yeah. Okay, this is starting to boil. Let's get these eggs in there. Come on. Okay, I've got two that can't fit. That's okay. Scrambled eggs cooked in bacon grease is the best. Bacon fat. Yeah, I like the bacon flavor way more than butter flavor. But I do like putting butter on grits. I really do like doing that. Oh, yep, bacon and bacon fat make things. Yep, can't ship eggs to California. California, they put a monopoly. That's why there's like for me, I've got to drive over an hour to go to a Cracker Barrel, and it's all they for the most part backed out of California because of their egg law. It's also why there's no Waffle House there. I might start letting the cat out at dusk. Let him outside, especially now that we're getting cooler weather, because he'll get these keep a lot of these critters out of here. I worried about the coyotes, and a guy I know who's he's kind of like a desert expert. He was like, "You got trees on your property?" I'm like, "Yeah, I got a couple of them." He goes, "Are they tall?" I go, "Oh yeah." He goes, "Yeah." He's like, "Coyotes, they won't. Your cat can go up the trees. Coyotes won't come on your property." That's also why I've got those dollar store solar lights, and I put those all around because they're pretty cheap, and I don't care if they break or anything. But they keep the coyotes do not like the light. They like to be able to hunt in the dark. These eggs are almost done. Okay. Put these up in the microwave just because it'll keep them warm in there. I think I'm gonna have toast. I was initially thinking waffle, but now I think I'm just gonna do toast. I also like to clean as I go. I hate huge messes in the kitchen. Used to annoy me. My ex-wife loved to bake, but she'd make these huge messes, and then expect me to clean them up. EA Nutrition had me switch to real butter. I don't blame you. I like real butter. Fake owl, they keep them away too. I've heard that, but I've also seen where, uh, like, I had a real owl at my old place, on the other side of town, and yeah, we didn't. They would still come in the front along the road, because I would see them because that's where the trash would be, and they would knock over trash cans and get into them. Uh, but I've also seen where some people have the fake owls, and them not really do that good of a job. So I don't know. I think I'm going down to North County, and I might hit up. There's a couple places that do like fall festival type stuff. I want some apple butter. I really want some apple butter. I love this time of year with apple butter. And if you haven't tried apple butter, you should. I don't have any in the house right now. Well, I'm out of my bagels. Oh, you're making coffee, Slug? Yeah, that's I've got mine made already. I've drank almost all of it this morning, but I still have some. Uh, what's this? It's like a crouton or something. Uh, is there anything I want with this? I'm not seeing anything. So it's just going to be peanut butter toast, I think. Yeah, apple butter is amazing. What the hell? Oh, you're cat. You're crazy. This cat always likes the weekends when I'm home because then he acts nuts. During the day, I'm gone. All he does is just sit around and sleep. Okay. Take these out. Put cold water in here. That'll be for these hard-boiled eggs as soon as they're done. Americans, we love our peanut butter. I'd never realized how much we love peanut butter compared to everyone else when I started living overseas, and you could never find peanut butter. And peanut butter is great. About the only time I found people overseas eating peanut butter was like if they ate a Reese's. That was like the only time. Okay. That's just a timer about the eggs. I'm gonna leave them in a couple more minutes. Put some cheddar cheese on these eggs. Also got mozzarella, but I'm going to use that for when I make pasta. Standing in line at Dutch Brothers, huh? I've got to try Dutch Brothers. I haven't been yet. Next trip to Vegas, that's the closest one. They're supposed to be putting in one near me. Uh, this cat wants into the refrigerator very badly. This in here just to make the cheese melt a little bit faster. I got to replace that other microwave. It's a beautiful microwave, but it doesn't read the door as being closed. So, and it's out of warranty and whatnot. So, yeah, I've got to take it out and get a new one. So I've got a small, cheap one that I'm using in the interim. Just like sent email to Bruce about journalists in Connecticut. I'm trying to see what this says. And Massachusetts put links to them to Megan Fox streams. Oh yeah, yeah. You know what? I'm gonna put a little bit of. I've got some mango salsa. I'm gonna put in these eggs too. Well, this thing's almost gone. I'll have to get some more. Use it up. Use it up. Jesus. Damn cat just about killed me. Running around here like a damn idiot. Ooh, this is good. Can already tell. Oh yeah, mango salsa is great. The one I just had there, the one I've got is Paul Newman's. Um, they don't carry it at my local Stater Brothers, but they do at the commissary in Walmart. A fuse replacement, huh? I'll look into that because if I don't have to take it out, I won't. It's a nice looking one. Yeah, the pineapple salsa is good too. My home alone, my wife peeking my neck to mow the lawn. Yeah, I do. I do for the most part live alone. My son is the only one that'll stay here. I had Angel. She needed a place to stay. She was out in the RV for a bit. She was in between places. Now the cat's gonna f with the dog. Get her, Kang. Get her. Get the dog. Yeah. You're not getting any of my breakfast. I know that's what you would like. Nope. Gotta get down. Down. Good girl. Cat's looking like he wants to jump up here. Suing ex-employees for copyright infringement. Good luck. People can speak out against you. That's what the stupid lawyer is trying to do. He's the modern day Lionel Hutz. What does EWP stand for? Hide. I'll go away. Yeah, I generally don't try to touch pedophile stuff just because it's very touchy. Okay, okay. Hard boiled eggs now in cold water being put into the refrigerator. Oh, Adventures with Purpose. Yeah. Okay, I know who you're talking about. Yeah, I used to watch their stuff, and I used to watch Earl David Warren too. Warden. Sorry. He was a auditor. He got convicted. But as I've looked through like his stuff, I didn't cover his trial. Was very, very shaky. 20-year-old case of fondling his stepdaughter's boobs. She claimed a sexual relationship, but other people that lived in the house was like, yeah, there's no way. They lived in a trailer. I think you'd know of a sexual relationship. So he's appealing. I did read about that. I don't know whether I believe it or not. He was down in Houston. What did you send me, Wilborns? I just saw you sent me something. What are you sending me? I was watching a video this morning of a Vietnamese man who, I don't know if he was on the phone or something, but he was driving. It was a camera behind him. So not exactly, maybe it was a dash cam, I don't know, but like was behind the driver. And this dude, he's driving down the road just fine, and then just starts kind of like veering off, and there's a truck stopped on the side of the road and just plowed into it like dead center. Oh, Josh, where he spoke. Okay. It's a hard thing with that, especially when it's someone that you're only like professionally connected to, because then you might not know them. I'm trying to see, can I full size this? This doesn't let me full size. All right. It sucks because I want your guys' comments on the screen, but I also want to read your comments. So it makes mine very short. Mm-hmm. Copper wise. Couple of them. Hold on. So I got Glory through custom canines. She came to me fully trained. I didn't have to pay a dime. Um, she, we just worked out what my symptoms were and how she would help. And I had to wait 5 months because I didn't care about breed or size or anything like that. You get some people who they're very picky and I only want a Labrador or I only want a German Shepherd. When you do that, all these service dog places have a wait list, and it takes longer when you are picky like that. And I've dealt with some veterans who just are incredibly picky. Um, so custom canines is who I went through. Operation Battle Buddies is another one that I have I've had contact and stuff with. There's actually a lot of them. Everyone assumes the VA does service dogs. They don't. The VA is just now dipping their toe into service dogs, and that's just because it's popular and because Congress wants them to. They actually don't want to do it. So again, a thing that absolutely helps veterans, and the VA is completely like gonna fight against it. So if you guys want to read about an interesting case, one I have a little bit of connection to, um, there was back in Toledo, Ohio, a famous case of a priest who killed a nun. And I'll tell you my connection. I'll start off with that. So, on my dad's side of the family, we had this family that was like family friends. Like we went to the same church and stuff like that. And this family owned a local bar. They were, your typical Rust Belt Irish family, big Notre Dame fans, um, big Catholics type of thing. Had their bar. It did very well. It was a neighborhood bar in the Rust Belt neighborhood where all the homes are real close together. So like, you know, we could walk to our neighborhood bar. My family could. Uh, My doctor gave me advice that I should have a service dog. That's all you need right there. If you reach out to me, Copperwise, I can get you in contact with the outreach, the gentleman for the outreach on service dogs, and he'll help you. So yeah, with this family, um, one of their sons became a priest, and he stayed in the priesthood for mm, 15 years at least. I'm thinking close to that. Then in the late 90s, early 2000s, um, when people started really finding out about the uh, the Catholic Church hiding the molestations and stuff, um, this guy locally, who actually he was almost my neighbor. He lived like 3 blocks away from me. He came forward and said that this priest, who was, um, his family was friends with my family. Like I only met him like once or twice. Um, but Yeah, because he was assigned to a different parish than us. So I only met him a couple times, but like his nieces and nephews spent lots of time with them. Um, you know, a couple of them lived down the street from my grandparents, so like we knew the family. And yeah, so this guy who we moved to the suburbs, this guy who ends up being our neighbor, accuses this priest of having molested him at a camp like 15 years prior, right? This guy was like in his, you know, early teens. So uh, that started making news. And that's when, this was early 2000s. So this is when, they were opening up a lot of these cases. And they started going through these these old cases, and it was starting to get public. And this guy who was my neighbor was very vocal against this priest who, his family was friends with my family. So it was all over the news in Toledo. Well, um, and maybe one day I'll bring my brother on. We'll talk about that and a couple other cases from Toledo that got national attention where we had some family connections to. But so all these things are happening, and now people started coming forward about having been abused by people within the Catholic Church. It was, that time, early 2000s. And uh, the police started opening up all these old cases, and one of the detectives who was about to retire was like, hey, there was a case of a priest who was our lead suspect in a murder of um, a nun, and the nun's name was Margaret Ann Full. I always forget the priest's name, but yeah, Margaret Ann Full was her name, and this has made national news, right? So they reopened it. Now that case, um, they were at Mercy Hospital in Toledo, where my maternal or paternal grandmother, where she worked, and I believe she was working when this happened. But they find this nun dead, and like there's a pentagram on the ground. There's all this ritual stuff. Well, one of the people who came forward was a woman who wrote an anonymous letter about how she was repeatedly raped at this same hospital, and it was like a lot of satanic ritual icon iconography and stuff used. So that's where the detective, he was like, oh, we did a case of a murder then. So they reopened the case, and now today with DNA evidence they were able to pull this priest's DNA off of she was stabbed with a letter opener. She was stabbed like 13 times with a letter opener, and she was an older nun. No nonsense, from what I understand, was you, once nuns got to a certain point, they had power in the Catholic Church, and a young priest was never gonna, win against an older nun. And so they believed that there was some type of issue between the two of them, and that he killed her, and they had his DNA on the murder weapon. that was found at the scene. So they then used that to, they actually convicted him. And I want to say in 2016, he died of a heart attack in prison. And that was a big case and a big trial out of Toledo, Ohio. That, yeah, my family, we had some connections to that one. In fact, the initial investigation, the they didn't have they didn't have all the proof, uh, of the murder and what, like all the proof. They didn't think to convict yet, but the priest was definitely a suspect, and they brought him in for questioning. And the Monsignor uh, called the chief of police, and I actually went to school with the chief of police's son, obviously, like a couple years later, because this happened in 1980. um, and the chief of police, who was Catholic, came in and ended the whole interview uh, on the Monsignor's request. So they never could, bring him in and interview him. So when all this happened, they were like, "Oh yeah, there's this case." They brought him in finally again, 30 some years later, and interviewed him, and they did find inconsistencies in his story. They were able to use that. Uh, to get a conviction. Yeah, Father Gerald Robinson. Yeah, that Father Robinson. That was the case. Um, so yeah, you know that was a big thing back in our hometown. But it all started from people we know, and I don't know. My tendency is always to believe, you know, victims of that stuff, but you still have to be careful. As we see with Lynette, there are some people who that's all they're going to do is just immediately go to, uh, oh, they molested, because that's just the most effective way to get someone to shut up. And that's been her goal all along, is to shut Jeremy up. Let the cat eat. The cat will come running for his food, and the dog, hey, Glory. The dog's like, "Oh, you want to play because you're running. No, leave the kitty alone. Go lay down. Go lay down." She's giving me sad eyes, like I'm not giving her a mascot over my left shoulder. I don't know which one you're talking about. The mascot. Over here, I've got a chalkboard. That's where I hang all my coffee cups. Oh, the kitty was up on the fridge? Okay. He likes being up there. And if someone brings their dog over, that's where he's gonna stay. Absolutely stay. Don't want to lay down? Don't then. I haven't talked much about the race, the presidential race here lately. Man, I think Kamala's absolutely blowing it in these later days. It looks like Trump is up. Um, it's still a close race. Oh, he was up on the refrigerator. Yeah, that's where I was keeping his treats. But he discovered that if he knocked the thing down, the lid would probably come off, and then he could eat them. So yeah, I had to do something else. I've got to I've got to wrap up a lot of my stuff and just put away. Luckily, it's not a lot of cleaning I have left. It's just like I got to put away. I've got my Rubbermaid I got to put in the closet. I've got the uh, vacuum cleaner is going to go in the closet. We got a little bit of stuff I got to do, but nothing too bad before I leave for today. I got to turn on college football. I haven't been watching any. Oh, I got to do my ballot too. I got my ballot sitting over here. Of course, she's blowing it. That's uh, Patriot 911 News. They're good friends of mine. Uh, they also own NRN, who co-owns Veteran Nation. They put out a thing that said Kamala is treating this just like or just like how she got her start in politics. She's blowing it, and I was like, That's funny. Um, and then that whole interview, like I was like, just answer the question. Like, you can give an, her interview with Brett Baer. I was like, you can give an answer. Like, you're just all you're doing is just saying how bad Trump is. Okay, we got it. We got it. You think that Trump is a horrible human being, but what are you gonna do? And she didn't answer that, and I don't think she's getting herself any votes. And the whole thing, everyone was making a big deal today about her. The people who said Jesus is Lord, and she was like, "You're in the wrong, um, you're in the wrong thing." That was a mistake. Uh, her campaign seems more apt to going towards getting people to be like, yeah, to get comebacks rather than the fundamentals. So that's my 2 cents about it. I'll jump off my high horse. Yeah, the thing with Helene was a mistake. I don't think it. I don't think it killed the campaign. I think just not answering voters' questions is what's killing her campaign. Like every campaign makes mistakes. I've never seen ever in my life a perfect campaign. They all make mistakes. Um, but at the end of the day, you have to win votes, and that's what I was saying about the debates. Like I could tell, like Trump was pretty disciplined, and it's easy to get Trump off track. He does not like people talking smack about him. And she was talking smack and got him off topic a couple times, and but for the most part, he was on message, and yeah, by doing that, he by staying on message and whatnot, for the most part, he did himself some favors, and I think won over votes. And now he's aiming at women in the final days, which I think is smart because that's like the big demographic he doesn't have. So I've got and TC, if you want to be on for this, you can. It looks like Monday. I've got Larry Schweikart. Larry Schweikart is a pundit. He's going to come on the show. We're going to talk about the state of the race in the final days. Uh, he's very good at political analysis. He has run several campaigns. Um, they took away his Twitter account like here recently, and I'm shocked about that because he's never he had someone hack him, and they just won't give it back to him yet. Uh, Trump and discipline don't belong in the same sense. I know. I've been very shocked, but he's been very on point this campaign. And he's one that he doesn't get flustered, but if you attack him, he's got an ego, a very big ego. So you start. I do not want to see your butt. Can you lay down or something? He's got a very big ego, and if you go after that ego, that's where he makes mistakes. He goes off topic. He then jumps on a soapbox. But yeah, he's doing a very good job of keeping that in check right now. He finally rested himself. Are you tired now? You ate, you played, you ate. Actually, they say that you should feed your cat right after they play because when they play, there it's a hunting instinct, and if you feed them after, it's kind of like that conditioning where, okay, just like how in the military we do conditioning. You put up a target, we shoot it, pull it down, mark it, put it back up. You get a reward, like your brain gets a reward and a dopamine release for that coming up. And with cats, they get the same type of thing with hunting. They hunt, they play, same thing, and then they get to eat. Right and left, all love cops. They need to impose their authoritarian agenda. That's why I'm my big thing, TC, as you're well aware, it's why I want to see more body cameras. We start opening up that transparency, and we will start seeing better policing. That is the first step. And I don't think we'll see any changes until we get that transparency. It's like same thing with any of the what am I trying to say? Uh, any of the government institutions. I'm done with my coffee, but I am gonna get some coffee or some water here for the one plant. Cops love being the tools enforcing regiment agendas because they get paid no matter what. Well, there's some truth to that. There's absolutely some truth to that. I think you're onto something. Um, but even though I was in the military, I never ever wanted to be authoritarian, and that's what you have to be careful with cops and with military people. Those who want to be authoritarians, because when uh, when they do that, you get the same type of people who join the military are the same type of people who become cops. You get those who um, they want to serve. You get those who are bullies, and you get those who've been bullied their whole life and are looking for authority. The fraud state supreme appeal state our state case looks doomed by what justices are asking, even went on to say sanctions against the state and possibly of election interference comment. Yeah, I none of those cases against Trump, like I never thought any of them were going to work out, and they're not. In fact, there's a guy who's a Republican at my, on base. Uh, he and I, we've, you know, it's been passionate, but we don't hate each other type thing. We actually really enjoy each other company. But he's not a Trump fan, and he was like, the Shitkin case is going to go forward, and I was like, dude, and this was like 6 months ago. I was like, there's no time. After Supreme Court ruled, I'm like, there is no time. Met Trump once, and you hate him. Policies worked. Don't care. What's yeah. He was not a bad president. And I do find it ironic that a lot of the things they said Trump would do, like go after his opponents. Oh, almost dropped that in the sink. Didn't. Like go after his opponents. He never really did. But they've definitely done that with him. Just ask any soldier what they think about the military police. Yeah, military police are like even the leadership. They don't like because police become very authoritarian, and like as a military member, you do give up a lot of your rights, but not all of them. And I've had people in like military police act like, well, you don't have rights. And it's like, no, you still do. You don't give up those rights. There might be things that you can't do. And this is why I've told you guys, I've always been fascinated of talking with lawyers, and the military offered me so many chances to talk with lawyers. Funny how New York City loved him enough to give him awards for his community involvement for decades until he got into politics. Well, yeah, that just shows you there's a lot of phoniness. A lot of phoniness. As much as we say, like Hollywood is phony. Oh, politics. Like so many people in politics are just running to make sure that they're going to make money and their friends make money, because a campaign is an easy way to make money. Like you can legally ask for donations that you can pretty much do whatever you want after the campaign's over with, and you don't have to do like once the campaign's done, like it becomes a free for all.
There's a lot of people I know who've run for office, knowing that they're going to lose. They run for positions they know they won't win, just because you wonder how, a lot of these politicians. You're like, how do they make so much money? That's how they did it. That is 100% how they did it. They can you come wash my dishes? This is the job I like the least, is washing dishes. I do enjoy doing laundry though. A lot of that's because I worked for the University of Toledo football team, and all we did was laundry. Kamala is actually Hillary the mascot. Trump wants to give law enforcement also. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. Banning firearms and not keep criminals from getting firearms. Yep, only punishes law-abiding citizens. Absolutely, totally agree with that. Guns are like the biggest thing. The biggest thing that I'm in favor of is, I want to see reciprocity for concealed carry nationwide. There's no reason not to. A lot of the Here's the thing about gun laws. Gun laws are always classist, always, and they're normally racist. Normally they are, because they're always classist because the poor people can't. Oh, you'll have to link me to that, TC, because I've never seen that. I've never seen him say anything close to it. Um, um, the what's it? Yeah, the gun laws. Yeah, I think it takes sometimes thousands of dollars to be able to just use a Second Amendment right. Now think about that. Imagine if your First Amendment right was the same way, or your Fifth Amendment right. You had to pay thousands of dollars just to be able to use it. And so that's why it's classist. But it's normally racist, because when they put these laws into place, it's normally to stop a certain group or groups from getting guns. And a lot of these people, just want to protect themselves. All gun laws are unconstitutional. Well, I mean, uh, every constitutional, every constitutional amendment does have limitations. I'm, you know, but right now, like, if you want to say the NFA is unconstitutional, I'll sit and listen to you. I will sit and listen to you all day long, and I'll have that discussion. Um, I Here's the thing: when it comes to individual weapons, absolutely, I totally agree with you. Now, if we're talking crew served weapons, if we're talking, you know, tanks and artillery, I don't know. I don't know if those are constantly constitutionally protected. We'll have to have some discussions on that. But individual weapons, and here's the other thing: people don't realize this. The first or the Second Amendment also protects things like um, what's it? Armor. Everyone blames the president, but forgets that. Oh yeah. Well, that's because it's harder to point at someone like that, because they, you know, you can say Congress, but Congress is so many different people. It's filled. That's done. And shoot this jar. Pull down this water. Sometimes I put ice in here to get the eggs in ice bath. These here. Uh, Anyone know what setting I should put this in the dishwasher for? Just be trolling you guys. Calm down. Second Amendment protects the other amendments. Yes, I absolutely believe that. There's not there's not one historical example of people being granted their rights without having to fight for it. But there's plenty of examples of once you take guns away, people's rights eroding. Plenty of examples historically. You're making egg salad or deviled eggs? Not me. I'm just having hard boiled eggs around. I like having hard boiled eggs. Quick and easy snack. It's about to DM you and fuss at you over the cast iron. Yeah, I I do try to take care of it. In fact, I'm gonna dry it here. Sometimes I just put it back on the hot plate. There, I'll move this so you guys can see what I'm doing. Just cleaning off the stove top here. Whoa, still have some grease up here. Damn it. This stand, I'm gonna have to put some rubber bands or something on it because when it gets too wide, it falls over. Yeah, my ex used to leave such a mess in the kitchen after she would bake, and I hated it. And here's the thing, like, I am like, I'm not a cake fan, right? Like, I don't. Me and my brothers, we were never about cake. Like for my birthday, the one year, she was like, "What kind of cake do you want?" And I was like, "I don't want cake." And she was like, "How can you not want cake for your birthday?" And I'm like, I'm not a cake person. Like it's not me. I was like, if you want to make me something, make me a pie or make me an ice cream cake. And I got a cake for my birthday because that is apparently not having one is some type of law. But quite honestly, I'm one of those people. I really don't give a shit about my birthday for the most part. I'm not one of these people. Some of these people with how they act about their birthday, it's just disgusting. Like they act very entitled, like they can do no wrong. And if you say it's my birthday month, oh, I'm probably gonna hate you. Like, yeah, like okay, if you want a day, sure, you can have a day, whatever. But if you're trying to take a month, or like, I never understood people who, oh, like if you're going somewhere and like your birthday is gonna be during a part of it, it's like, oh yeah, we can do this, for my birthday. But like expecting your friends to take like a week long vacation for your birthday, I'm just like, would you do that for everyone else? Like that's a huge investment of time that I don't like doing. Like I'll go for your birthday and we'll celebrate that day. That's it. Spraying down everything with Fabuloso. Yeah, BQ ice cream cake. Yeah, that's what I like. Give me something like that. And you know what's funny is our son, same way. Like he likes cake, but he loves ice cream cake. I get him an ice cream cake every year for his birthday. And it's like, why wouldn't you not want to give someone what they want for their birthday, you know? I don't need much, but you know, you make me like a pie or apple cobbler or something. Ooh, yeah, we're gonna be friends. But yeah. Ugh, this thing needed this. I fried up some chicken. I must not have gotten it all cleaned up. Yeah, only if your birthday falls on a Friday. Like, I might go for a meal on my birthday. You know, especially someplace that does discount or something. That's fine. But like, if you're in your 30s or 40s and you're asking people to take a trip for your birthday every year, you know, like I can see doing it once. Once is fine. Okay. Extra special ones, the ones that tell me I could never do the job, right? If I had a nickel for every time someone in the military told me I couldn't do something, and then I went ahead and did it anyway, yeah, like a lot of people will talk a lot of shit. They will try to discourage you from stuff, and it's all BS. It's all BS. It's never it's never for your benefit. It's always for theirs. I need to scrub this thing a little bit more. Thomas Collins, the only one allowed to video Harley. He's the one I. He's probably the one I wouldn't allow to video Harley. He he doesn't seem like he's all there. Like, yeah, he. Because the thing is, here's my actual read on Thomas Collins. He looks like he's very easily manipulated. That's my take on him. So when people like Russ, John, Lynette, when they do their stuff, that's what I see. I see someone who appears to be easily manipulated, uh, that they can use for their own ends. And he wanted to be a YouTube star way before Jeremy came in. He just didn't know how to do it. So let me I don't know, set this up here. Here, there we go. Marine Corps field day is on Thursdays. I do try to do most of my cleaning on Thursdays. Uh, I didn't get to it this week. You guys saw me on. So Today, a lot more cleaning. Okay. Thank you for accompanying me this morning as I clean this shithole. Oh my god, it badly needed it. Oh, here's. Might throw those shoes out. I don't know. Go. What are you doing, cat? Jeez. Away. I got some poster boards I gotta put away. Cat made a real mess. Whoever said cats are cleaner than dogs is a freaking liar. This cat makes so many you make so many messes. The dog, the dog doesn't shed, so not really many messes with her. Uh, okay, let's pick these up. Okay, okay, trash. Go through those. Can we get him to play again? Ah! All right, folks. Time for me to sit down and take a couple minutes to myself. Guns on outlawed. Only the outlaws will have guns. Yep. Been dreading finishing that room from when my niece moved out. Yeah, cats are destructive. Good morning, Sheila. Thought you were looking at Bruce Willis. I've heard. Who do you guys think I look like more? I've heard Steve from Steve Wilco uh, from Jerry Springer. I've heard Gru. I'm trying to think who else. Who do you think I look like? I did go as Gru last Halloween. Let's see what college football. This is Nebraska and Indiana. Not bad. My kitty sheds more than my Boston Terrier. Oh, mine does too. There he is. What's he doing? What you doing, Kane? What are you doing? He's like the cat. The dog's not here. Come here and give me love. Come here and give me love. That's what you want. You're like, okay, I don't like sitting like this, but I like the attention. So I'm going to go with it. I think I'm going to be able to clip a couple of his nails, which badly need it. So we're going to be calm. No.
You're gonna claw me on my leg? Seriously? Well, we got one. I got you. Belgian Malinois Shepherd makes a mess of shedding. They also make a mess with their toys. Sounds like a platoon running through the house. Actually, here's okay. Here's how you can teach your dogs to clean up their toys. Have a place for them, like a basket or something, which we do. And dogs learn in groups. So get some bacon pieces, okay? And um, have a friend or significant other and say, clean up. And and show the bacon to the dog, make them all excited about the dog or about the bacon, make the dogs all excited about the bacon, and then have your significant other grab a toy and put it away, and then say good job and give them a piece of bacon. And like if you keep doing that, the dogs will be like, oh, they're putting these there, I'm going to do that and I'm going to get a treat. And when you train them in a group like that, and yeah, they'll train next to a human, that's how they learn. They learn by seeing what the rest of the pack is doing. You look like my brother-in-law, sans hair. Are you related to any of the chambers in PA, Ohio, or West Virginia? I don't know, because I'll have to ask my family if we have any chambers. But we're my mom is from Pennsylvania, and the rest of my family's from Ohio, Northwest Ohio. Um, but yeah, so we're all over there. I do know there's a lot of Arthurs in Indiana, and I do know we have family down in northern Louisiana. Got to bounce. You have a good one. I'm gonna be getting off here in a few minutes. I did want to find what good games are on. Why is this not showing me those channels? I use IPTV, way cheaper than cable. I actually have Verizon internet through um, my cell phone, and I've got great service out here. Like out here in the desert, you get crap for service, but Verizon, that uses their 5G connection, I've got great internet. At my old place, I had Spectrum, and it sucked. Like, if you've been watching the show, you guys know. Like yesterday, the wind that we had, I would not have had an internet connection yesterday, or it would have been going out. But today, oh, I've got internet, no problem. Formula One racing. Why is it? Huh? Where's ABC? ABC should have. Yeah, they've got college football on. Let's see. Louisville and Miami. Ooh, this is a good game. 3 points. So I'll probably watch this. Age of Empires mobile. Really enjoying it. I don't play a lot of the mobile stuff. I don't know what my Bill's mother's maiden name was. Let's see. So we got Arthur. We also had the name Boudry in our family. Jaeger, Feaster, Rose. I'm trying to think what other names in our family that we had. Those are the big ones. Um, yeah, those were the big names in our family. Apples are in slow cookers for apple butter tomorrow. I'm canning it up. Ooh, I went to go get a PO box this week and for the nonprofit because a couple of you wanted to send me some stuff. Um, they their internet was out and they could only do cash and stuff. They couldn't sign me up for it. So I have the thing. I'm going to fill it out and I'll have a PO box next week. So I know some of you like one of you wanted to send me a painting. A couple wanted to send me some cookies and stuff. Um, you know, um, all great. I'm not going to discourage you from sending me anything if it's something that you want to do. But I'll get that PO box and then get that posted. Um, I also might do an Amazon wish list. Maybe I'll get that set up today. Um, so yeah, that way people they want to help the show. Some people want to do that. I don't need it, but you know, I've had some people want to buy me stuff, and like last night with Squirrel, people wanted Squirrel to help him with a graphics card. Incriminating video of HE making physical contact with TC. Yeah, that's he's allowed. He's allowed to. Oh, with no mask too. Oh, well, she always wears a mask. Always. She can't be around other kids, but she can be around him. Oh, monetized video. Nice. Is that on the? That's on TC's page, huh? I remember I still have the video of them taking her to the water park. That was like June or July of last year. And saying, "Oh, look, we take her out." And it was like, you're not letting her around kids, but you have her climbing on dirty uh like equipment uh at the park. Like, don't get me wrong. I think kids should be exposed to stuff, to germs and whatnot. Um, you should take your kids to the park. But if you're going to say that they're immunocompromised and can't be around other kids, but you're going to put them around the park equipment, like, really? Really? Um, yeah, I don't think she's doing that little girl's immune system any good. I'm sure Bubbles is going to have a problem with this video and report it now. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I only have clips of it, but I do have parts of it, so I'll get that to you. Um, we almost need like a big OneDrive just for people to submit stuff. But I mean, the only problem with that is then it becomes so disorganized. Um, that's the good thing about me. I learned several years ago when I had people saying I was stolen valor coming after me. I learned to organize all the stuff. So I have folders about who was saying what and stuff. And that ended up being very helpful for me. Because then when it came to a point where I needed to prove that people were defaming me, I had everything I needed. Um, but and that taught me, don't ever try to deplatform people. You will be surprised how fast that can uh, how fast that can what do I say, bite you. And that's like me and me and Spawn Trooper. That's why we had that discussion with Squirrel. We were like, look, don't tell people to go report anyone. Like, that's not what we're about. We're about positivity. Uh, I've never told anyone, even when Slug was going after me, I never told people go report him. I said, I won't watch him. What if he crosses the line? Clip it, send it to me. And me and Slug, when we finally came together and we did a 2-hour phone call, and it was very raw. We were talking about our emotions and stuff like that. It was, here's things you did that bothered me, here's things that you did that didn't bother me, and on both ends too, because I mean, I didn't jump into that like head first. I didn't go heavy, but I went a little bit. I knew I was doing some stuff. I said I was doing stuff that I knew would get a reaction out of you. Oh, that dude just got sacked. Sorry, I got the football game on. uh I was like, yeah, there was stuff I was doing that I knew would get a reaction out of you, and that's what I was trying to do. Because, and that's what you have to understand with the leeches. They're trying to get a reaction that is 100%, because then they're going to report that action. Like, that's why when I put up the mugshot, it was very, very matter of fact. Like, there was no emotion tied to it. But even like when Bruce was sending me those emails, and I was like, oh my god, this is happening. He claimed that was a meltdown. because I was like, I can't, I can't believe this. This is, I'm flabbergasted, and that was a meltdown. And that shows you they were trying to get the reaction. Of course, I'll give you guys on an exclusive. When you see Nunya in the thing, I previously said that Nunya was Bruce, and that was because of the IP. Because we had the IP of Nunya. It's not Bruce. It's Tamara. So there you go. And I don't know if that's ethical to have your significant other operate and do that stuff on your behalf. But now that, and we have the screenshots of Nunya coming in after I told Bubbles I wanted no contact. So, and here's the thing about what's interesting about whenever you're in a relationship, okay, and this is actually coming from a legal aspect. If you're in a known relationship with someone, okay, and they do something, you can be held just as liable, because if they do something and they get like some type of sanctions, but you've done stuff too, they look at you as a joint thing. If you're married or in a committed relationship, live together, those type of things, or just present yourself as a couple publicly. Yeah, you can be held, and that's also why, like, wives can't be compelled to testify against their husbands. It's kind of the same thing. It becomes like a Fifth Amendment issue, self-incrimination. But my wife can't incriminate me, because we're legally married. But yeah. So guess what? I already had Bruce on harassment, and the fact that we now have confirmation that Nunya is his wife, who continued that harassment and continued that contact. Guess what? She can be held just as liable as him. When I told him I want no further contact, that applies to her as well. Like, that's not how you get around it. And that's where John and Lynette, you know, there was the whole thing with Jeremy where they were told, uh, you can't have contact. That doesn't mean you go around and have other people contact. And with a significant other, it's not even third party contact. It's kind of like a second party contact, because Glory and Kenny took over your mail. See, I get you guys texts even while I'm on this. Um, but yeah, it's then good thing Crook and Lynette aren't married. She's a single mom, right? She tries to play, all the angles, and that, like, you could, if you stuck with one in court, that would be fine. But you're already seeing it in the court where they're losing, because they're trying to play all the angles, and that's exactly what she does, and that's what Bruce does. Like, Bruce is a labor attorney. He really, I've never seen, as I've looked in the case, I've never seen him take a case like this. And uh, with those, you know, you can kind of see where he's a little bit green as an attorney with these, because he's not doing good on the motions. And I've always told you guys, don't get wrapped around the axle with the motions. Motions are made sometimes knowing that they're going to be turned down, because you have to make them so that, if when we get to that point, it'll go one way or another based upon those motions. And you have to, as the defense, you have to, what they call, close the door to certain things. Whereas if you open the door, it's like, okay, well, and you see this in a lot of legal shows. Well, you open this door, you open this train of thought, so now we're going to follow it, even though legal shows are never accurate. They're always wrong. But if you sit in court enough, you'll hear stuff like that. Like, well, you guys opened the door to this thing, so
now the prosecution gets to ask these questions. And that's why all these motions, all that gets lined up. You saw that in the Sarah Boone trial. If you were watching Squid this week, um, yeah, you saw that. And by the way, if you guys aren't subscribed to Squid Pro Quo, go subscribe to Squid. Um, yeah, we're trying to get her numbers boosted. She's at 700 and some. Fumble, touchdown Miami. Wow, they fumbled in the end zone and Miami fell on it. But is there a flag? No, no flag. That was a score alert. I'm sorry. See, squirrel moment. Uh, I used to watch TC, then I found out what he's all about. Made a remark referencing George. That was for me, or referencing G. That was for me. Bubbles is going to get shredded in federal court. Can hardly wait. Well, all the stuff that he's doing, like all the stuff that he's doing, yeah, it's going to piss off the judge. Um, Bubbles is not green. He's neon green for this kind of case. Uh, it's not fair to the other planet. I heard she or one of her minions tried to get back into the Shady Bunch again and got blocked. Doesn't surprise me. Doesn't surprise me. That's all they're trying to do. They just want to get information, but they I was in their uncensored group for the longest time. It was, I want to say, in December where they finally realized I was still in the group and they banned me. Like, because they have, okay, when you have mental illness, you have this need to be heard. And that's what you see with Lynette. You also see it with Bubbles. They have a need to be heard. Not, early days of my PTSD, I had the same issue. Thank God I didn't have the show then, because I would have been talking about things that I really should not have been airing publicly. But I did talk to trusted friends and family members that, they were my support system. And that's really why I ended up in a good spot, is because I had good people telling me, you need therapy, you need this, you need this, you need to not do this or don't do this. And I listened. I very much listened. In fact, I've got a Marine friend who, he's a good dude. He just never listens. Like, if he'll ask me something, I'll give him, you know, what I think is good advice. But he whatever he was initially onto, regardless of uh the advice you give him, he'll still go to that. And I understand that that's a mental thing now. I used to not understand that. And I used to get very frustrated with him. Now I kind of learned to accept it. I still give him the good advice. I'm not a person who's like, oh, see, when things backfire, I don't like being like that. Uh, so yeah, I do like doing, or I do like giving people good advice, whether they're going to take it or not. And a lot of that has been doing this show. I get a lot of veterans who reach out to me and they're not ready to be helped yet. They reach out to me for help. I tell them, here's what you have to do. You got to do these things here. And I also tell them, go verify with other people. Don't just take my word for it. And they won't do it. Then 6 months later, a year later, they'll come back to me and say, hey, what was that stuff you were talking about again? And I'll give it to them. And normally that time they're ready. Sometimes they come back to me 2 or 3 times. Doesn't bother me one bit. Uh, you know, People get better on their thing. And I always say mental illness is kind of like alcoholism. You have to hit your rock bottom before you'll do something about it. And that's very true of drugs and alcohol. People, like, I was helping a friend, and she was addicted to drugs and alcohol, and her son was like, can you do this and do this? And I was like, look, I'm not doing any of that. And I was like, I'm sorry. uh, she's my friend. I will always support her. But I have to set my boundaries. And like, he wanted me to call the cops so that she could get help. And I was like, that's not on me, dude. First off, you can call the cops. I don't know why you're telling me to call the cops. You can call the cops. You just don't want her to hate you. You want her to hate me. Like, I totally get that. But you know, calling the cops like was not going to bring her out of addiction. She had to hit rock bottom, and it took her a couple years. I'm very happy to say she did finally get to a point where she went to rehab. She previously had drugs and then went to rehab and then came out and was drinking. Um, Now she is not doing either. Uh, we were talking earlier this week. She's doing amazing. She's back in school, doing a lot of good things. And uh, I sent her some money, and she was like, "What's this for?" And I was like, "Cigarettes, whatever you're going to use it for. I don't care. I'm just very proud of you and the things you're doing. And people need to get rewards. They do need to get rewards for little things like that, or a little reward like that is enough to keep building them up. Um, and that's. So I always like when someone does something good, like I do stuff like that. And like I laugh about them saying like, well, who is like people like the Lee saying, well, who has Veteran Nation helped and whatnot. Hey, I'm the first to admit we've taken in less than $500. I can't help a whole lot of people with $500, and I gave 280 of it to a school. Um, yeah, it was set to show Harley is a normal, happy little girl. Uh, oh, this one was. I haven't seen this one yet. Not confined to her home. Well, that was the whole thing about her being at the park, but it's just for show. Like, why are you using your child for show? Like, you're exploiting that child. Um, if if she, I mean, if it was a compilation video of like all the times you've had her out, I would maybe be like, okay, you do get that child out. But no, one video of someone that you know is going to post it online. Yeah, nah. You're not winning me over. You're not making me believe. My rewards consist of cake, cuppa, and chat. Hey, here's one thing though. You guys, if you have veterans, and a lot of you guys reach out and say you've got veterans, in your families and stuff, see if they'll come on to my show and just talk to me. Um, on my Rumble channel, I've got I might of a guy that was he died when he was 99, but I thankfully George Lunzak, I got an interview with him. This dude he was a Coast Guard veteran who was at both D-Day and VJ Day, like two major World War things, and I was able to sit down, not only talk to him but get him on camera. And that's you got to talk to your veteran family members and be like, look, regardless what your story is, it's an important story, because even for those who didn't go to war, they can tell you like what the mindset was on certain things that you know that would be lost to history. YouTube is a great tool. YouTube and Rumble, and I really need to sit down and figure out Rumble. But yeah, they're a great tool to to get these things. Like I heard someone say, we were talking about the younger generation, how they're lazy and don't do a couple things, don't do things right. And this was on Reddit several years ago, and someone came in and said, if we don't know how to do something, it's because you as the older generations didn't teach us and it's your fault. And I was like, dude, no. Time out, time out. I'm gonna stop you right there. As a Gen Xer, okay, I was born in '79. Yeah, the boomer generation, the greatest generation, didn't teach us things until we went to them. Like my dad and my grandpa taught me how to work on a car because I was like, look, I want to buy this car and it needs work. And they were like, you got to do that yourself. We'll stand there and help you, but you have to learn. So I was doing things with my car that I bought, but I had to go to them for help. Nowadays, so much easier. Like you don't encyclopedias are no longer a thing anymore. They're no longer a thing. We've got Wikipedia. Oh, I turned off the overlay. I'm sorry. We got Wikipedia now. Like we've got YouTube. Everything that you need to know, you can pretty much find on Wikipedia, eHow, and YouTube. Almost every single thing. Now I teach my son stuff because I legitimately enjoy it. I love being a dad. I love teaching. Uh, my one regret is that I didn't have more kids. You know, I would love more kids. Uh, Kids make you not feel as old. That's a forward pass. That's incomplete. Sorry. I got the game on. Their oldest was born in '79. Yeah, we My Sharona was the number one song when I was born. uh but yeah, like some of the stuff that Lynette, that's that is her mental illness. She talks out of both sides of her mouth. She tries to play every angle, whichever angle she thinks is going to get her what she wants or get her ahead. That's the angle she's going to play. That's a manipulator right there. And I can recognize that now because that's what my ex was. She was a manipulator. And I didn't know early on, I didn't know how to handle it. Now I do. I'm 79. I'll be 45 this week. Spawn Troopers in the chat. Uh, my father-in-law was shot down in World War II, rescued by French resistance for almost 6 months. He was MIA. My son loves war stuff. We're going to Greece this next year. That's been a plan for years. And then after that, after this next year, I think we're going to go to France and Germany, and check out some World War II and World War One sites. But yeah, I the people the people who say they don't need therapy are the people who need therapy. And therapy is great because it helps you recognize when people are operating with other mental illness, and not even mental illness, just with some type of mental issue going on. Most people just have mental issues that they're here now, they'll go away, and they'll be fine. Uh, Video is Colin's page, 3 minutes long. Handful of candy, gave Thomas a fist bump, all a big show. Yeah, yeah. That child, she she's getting no interaction with people, and think of all the learned behaviors that you get just from interacting with people. Think of the visual cues you can get by learning how to read someone's face. There's all these kids who are autistic nowadays. They don't, they don't make eye contact, so they miss out on so many social cues. Oh, Spawn Trooper is. Hey, Spawn Trooper.
It's okay. I was just wondering how long it was going to take you to realize that I was actually sitting in here in the dark on my own with no entertainment or light,
You
basically.
can sit in the dark as far as I care. No, I didn't know
Well,
you were there because I'm on my phone.
oh right, okay, yeah. No, I just thought I would. I couldn't concur anymore. I mean, you've been hitting the nail on the head so far. But at the same time, you have to also take into consideration if someone has already got an underlying psychological issue or a mental issue. They could be portraying one type of issue, whereas there's another one which is causing the problem to become, to exacerbate the issue, and it's getting worse and worse and worse.
Yep.
And they don't even realize it's happening.
Yep.
So,
That's why Lynette's stepdaughter said that she was diagnosed with Munchausen. I totally believe it, 100%.
oh,
You
without
see
fail.
it. Yep, you see it. That's why, like, there are people who are like therapists who are part of the haters, and they like it's like you do see this, right? You do see this. I, as a layperson, can see this. Uh,
Yeah, I mean, considering that, like, with everything that's been said by the opposition, because that's what they are, the opposition now. They're the defense, we're the plaintiff. So from what I have noticed is that it's okay for them to defame, slander, and put other people down. But the thing is, not once have they actually brought a professional psychologist or therapist in to
Yeah.
actually legally diagnose John and Lynette legally. So basically, they, you know, because at the end of the day, you don't know how they're going to go. They can say, "Oh well, you know, it's you know, we're going to bring a psychologist in, or we're going to bring a therapist in to diagnose if they are suffering from mental health at the last moment, trying to, you know, wiggle out of this situation."
And
So
that's
I think,
Jeremy just said they all need therapy after you know, after this. Well, I'm assuming it's Jeremy's what the hell's, but it could be
yeah,
wrong.
absolutely. I especially, I mean, I'm not going to jump sides here. I mean, like I said, I treat everyone equally,
I can
and
tell. I could tell way before even the
yeah,
stuff that happened with Jeremy's son. I could tell that they were in therapy, like before they talked about it.
yeah,
And you know, when you've been in that, yeah, you can pick up, like now I'll walk around base and I can see the Marines that I know they're going through something, and I stop them now. Like now
yeah,
I'll stop and be like, hey, what's going on with you? And I'll start just asking questions. And that's what the American military, we talk about suicides, that's what's gone wrong. You know, we used to all live in squad base where
yeah.
everybody was, you knew
On top
everybody's
of each other, yeah,
business.
yeah, 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 yeah,
A Marine, their girlfriend sent them a Dear John letter. Everybody knew about it. We would take
yeah,
that guy out, go get him drunk, take him to, you know, be like, oh, hey, we're meeting up with some women. Come with us. We'll get her out of your head, type of thing. That
yeah.
doesn't happen. They all have their own little rooms. They go shut
Yeah.
themselves.
I mean, the thing is, ever since they brought in Z rooms, which we call Z
Hey,
rooms, I know what you're talking about. Prior to, like, we would share 6-man rooms, or, you know, you would be on top of each other. So if someone farted two
yep,
rooms down, you'd know about it. And now they sort of, like, what they're doing, they're segregating people from each other, and that's why people are getting lazy. That's why people are, and yes, this suicide thing, and about the operational being, like, as a BCDT instructor, as a team medic, and as an instructor myself, you know, you get taught how to look for the symptoms of psychological issues or PTSD and stuff like that. So you do learn about that.
yep,
But it's what they've been doing by giving people their own rooms. You know, they come back off a deployment, they get their postal leave, they come back from their postal leave, they go back doing a day in, day out normal duty, and they're sitting in their room and they're not interacting with each other. So that means they're not decompressing correctly, they're not communicating, and
yep,
none of those telltale signs that you can actually see. Like, where me and you, we can sit here and we can mess about and have a joke, and, you know, uh, but the thing is, we'll know straight away if there's something wrong, with you, or there's something wrong with me,
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
And whereas other people won't see that, you know.
And that's, you know, like think about when Slug was coming after me. How many
Yeah,
times did we say, "Yeah, we can tell that that's a mental.
yeah,
He's got an issue going." And you know, when he finally, you know, reached out to us and everything, we were like, "Dude, we could tell
yeah.
that you know you had something going on." And
Instantly. I mean,
uh,
shit, we were talking about it every day. We were going on about how we're going to approach this. I mean, you
yep,
know, within 8 hours, I knew everything about him. I mean, we could have, but the thing is, our integrity and our morals stopped us from, because the thing is, when someone is showing those symptoms, I'm sorry, no matter who you are, if it's Jeremy or anyone else, when you come across those symptoms, you can't, it's like you're picking on a child. You can't do it.
yeah,
Regardless if it's an adult or not. The person is suffering, and it just doesn't make you any better than the rest of these fucking assholes.
yeah, yeah. And that's, you know, when it comes to like a lot of these other ones, like that's not what, like Dave. I think it's a mental issue that's driving him, but the rest of them, I think they're just bad people.
Yeah, I mean, I've just seen
Like
what the hell put in there that they've been counselling ever since his divorce in 2014, and George just started, you know, digital
bubbles.
stalking. I am so glad. I am so glad that, it doesn't just take balls and a spine to admit that in public, but I'm so glad that they've got that pillar of support.
Yeah.
Because at the moment I'm doing that counseling course, and funny enough, I'm actually on that exact topic right now in my course. And there's a conflicting, from what I learned in the military to the civilian version of it. There's a couple of things that are conflicting, but I'm recognizing basically everything it's saying, really. Yeah.
And that's I see with Super Dave. I can see a mental issue there. Uh,
Oh, you
with
admit it.
with Tori as well. With Lisa, it's a need for control. You saw that with her going
Yeah.
after Shara. It's
Yeah.
a mental thing. She has to be, and I'm sure that's why she was removed as a mod by Jeremy, because she has to be in control. She was told not to do something, did it anyway because you're not going
Yeah.
to tell her what to do.
I think it's more of the N word. I think it's more of the N word. Let me spell out the narcissistic behavior pattern.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about Lynette because she's black.
Wait, what? Since when?
Oh, she said she's got black people in her family's black is what she said, and it's like,
Okay.
what?
Right.
That's more
Yeah.
the manipulation. It's she's going to say things like that to try to gain credibility.
Yeah. Apparently, do you know what? I don't. Like I said, I was live one day when I heard about the outburst from Super Dave about his mental health and everything. I actually took a step back during the actual sentence, and I changed my sentence, and I was like, do you know what? If people got mental health or they're under counseling or psychological issues, that's where I step back. I'm not going to do that. But when it comes to Lisa, she's definitely a narcissist without fail. I mean, she did everything she does are the telltale signs of a narcissist. Tori she's definitely got some mental health issues, but she's a sheep. She's a follower.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. That's a fact.
She wouldn't be doing any of this if she wasn't being egged on.
No, she wouldn't. Robbie, he's just tag along. But the thing is, because Robbie, as you know from my little dig on him, because he's got a bit of clout and a bit of fame, and also that he spent just over a year in jail and everything else, and I sort of like let everyone know about his conduct and behavior as a gentleman. Yes, non-existent, by the way. So I got.
Oh, I was just gonna say he's got narcissism, and then you're saying this as someone on camera right now. We all have a little bit of narcissism.
Oh, absolutely,
With him, with him, and like when we were talking about his lies, that was all the narcissism coming out, and you and I both said that whole story is bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as he started talking about God, a fucking Ranger Battalion. As soon as he started, I mean, on the 26th of March 2003, that's when the Allied troops went into freaking Iraq, right? And the fact that like, look, you can't bullshit a bullshit. A lot of vets, they will fucking make, they'll go on tour, they'll sit like you did. You sat, you were a base bunny, you were a base bunny, all right? And I was outside the wire. Okay, fine. We take the piss out of you for being base bunnies. You take the piss out of us for being complaining about the sand in our shoes. I get it. All right, we get it. But to richly sit there and say that a highly trained organization like the freaking like the Ranger Battalion, right? And this happens to be the first of 75th and the second of 75th Ranger Battalion, who were deployed first with special forces, may I add, came down to fucking Florida and got, right, this is a scorpion. Oh, this is an alligator.
Right.
And by the way, this is a bull ant. But we don't know fuck all what happens in the desert. But this you may come across these scorpions here. It's the white ones, the fluorescent ones, that ones light up at night. They're the ones you gotta be careful of.
Robbie is a pathological liar, which is why we separate from him. The BS got so old and frankly cost me tons of money. I could believe that. You know, it's a narcissism. He wants to be viewed as credible. But I think anyone who's into these exotic animals,
Mm,
I think that itself is a mental thing. You know,
yeah. I mean, one thing I got to say, and I'm glad that Mr. Hales is here. Mr. Hales, Jeremy, yo, Jay, JH, how you doing, bruv? I'm sorry, it's my humor. I do apologize. Don't punch me. Um,
bro.
what, bro? You know what I'm saying? That you get me, Wagwan. No. One thing I'm going to say about, and there's one thing about you, Jeremy, that I've figured out. I figured you out on one thing. When people try to take advantage of you, and they try to circumvent, and they try to play nice, and they try to take advantage of you. You're like one of these fucking broad drawbridges on a fucking castle. It's like up. You put that wall, that drawbridge up. You put all the wall up, and you fill that fucking moat with like every single cannibalistic freaking animal you can find that doesn't like human beings, and you just protect yourself. And you know what? I respect that. I respect that because you have to protect
It,
yourself and your sanity.
it's a boundary, and I'm
Yeah.
very big on boundaries. You know, like I get
You didn't
people
say that
who
last night. Sorry.
now, doing this show, I've had people who have wanted to, use the foundation, people who've wanted to use the show for just various things.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I've told a lot of people is when you do something, there are people, and like I've had people come to me where they've been attacked and they want to show the video and stuff like that, and I'm like,
Yeah.
be very careful because once you start, and the Gold Star families is the big one. These
Yeah.
families, they'll lose a military member. Maybe they want to do a bill or something, and there are vultures that circle and they're waiting, and they'll come in. And as these families are talking to Congress people and stuff, trying to do good, there are people who want to take it off into these other directions. You got to be very, very careful of it.
That's
Uh,
why I always say I want to see proof. That's why. I mean, sometimes I even see it in your face. I piss you off when I keep on repeating myself when it comes to, you know, show me proof. It's like if I come into your office, you're an officer, and we don't get on. You know, officers and senior NCOs don't get on because we work for a living. You guys don't. You don't even know how to read a map. You need a GPS or a taxi to get somewhere, right? But the fact of the matter is that when you bullshit and you sit there on your pedestal and you're going blah 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 blah, and then at the end of the day, I don't care what you say. What I care about are facts,
yeah,
evidential facts. If you can show me, right, that say for example, like apparently the two fleas want to come after me, please do. Just make sure before you get to me, you'll come across barbed wire, 3 levels of barbed wire, a anti-personnel minefield, anti-vehicle minefield, self-automated
I
firing systems.
I have literally given them the playbook on how to get to me. I was like, "Oh, if you want to get to me, like posting, well, actually attempting to post my address is not the way to do it. They failed in that. Uh, like I told them, I was like, "Oh, you want dirt on me? Go talk to my ex. She'll tell you
Mhm,
that's the one person who considers me their enemy in the world." And
mhm.
she'll, one thing she loves to do is talk. It's like,
I mean, it's just come see me. I'll give you dirt on him. Jesus, and that'll be free as well. Hey, hell, I'll pay you to give
and
you
what's funny,
information on him.
like,
That, can you imagine someone came up to me and they went, "Hey, Spawn, love your show, mate. Any info on Mike?" I'll go, "Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right, the elastic bands he uses in his goatee, right? They're from his cat." You know what I mean? That's how childish it is. I mean, look, we know what's going on. We know what's right. We know what's wrong. But
mhm,
there's a difference between you mortals and people like us. We have humor, we have digs at each other. AVA comes in, or TC will come in, and we're or Squid or anyone else, right? We'll have a dig at each other, and sometimes people. I mean, I've had messages go, "Oh, have you Mike fallen out? Why? Oh, the way you were talking to each other the other night. No, what the fuck? you know, no, but the thing is, it's like, you think that we're ignoring certain things, we're ignoring what people are saying and what's being posted and everything else. But I tell you one thing, we're watching every fucking one. We're watching everything involved in this. So trust me, we don't miss a fucking dot.
And here's the thing: we're patient. The military
Mm.
teaches there's a saying in the military: "Hurry up and wait."
Yeah,
The
or kiss.
military, keep it simple, stupid.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, hurry up and
Because
wait. Yep.
because that's all we do. So we
Hmm.
become very patient and deliberate. And it's like, okay, well, when we do act, it is with uh,
Resolve.
exactly. I was trying to think of the word. Yeah,
Resolve. And that's one thing Deucey's found out with me. He wants to play clever. He has insulted me twice, and it's like a water off a duck's bike. But I tell you one thing, he has got my full, unadulterated attention. And every time he makes a mistake, I'm going to be walking. I'm the one dressed as a clown, walking up to
he.
him, giving him a kiss on the cheek, and going, "Dickhead."
I wish I was as sure of something in my life as he is as sure of his own intelligence.
I
Because
don't. Yeah,
you don't
I'm
what?
sorry. I'm sorry. I have to stop you right there. No, 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 no. You're not giving him credit on this stream. I'm sorry. You're not going to give him credit. What fucking intelligence? No, no, Mike.
No,
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 I'm
no,
sorry,
no,
dude.
no.
No.
He is sure of his intelligence. He is sure of it.
Oh, I misunderstood. I misunderstood you. I am so. Oh, I'll take that back.
And
I
I
apologize.
wish I had that level of confidence in something. Because for me, like I'm a second guesser, and I love people around me who tell me no. I never, that was always my fear as a military officer, having yes men around me. I would much rather have a bunch of people be like, no, you're wrong, or you shouldn't be doing this, or that. No, no, no. Like, I would much rather people like that poking holes in my plan because
Mm-hmm.
that's how you make your plan better and make it stronger. So when you're like, oh, I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
Let me, you know,
I mean, I told you no twice last night, but you still fucking ignored it. No, but I mean, you got a good point. The thing is, it's like um, the problem is when you got yes men around you, it's very easy for them to make mistakes. It's very
yeah,
easy for them to get the false sense of security, and they think it's all cushy, and then suddenly, bang, you've got like either someone's had an accident, or someone's got hurt, or you forgot to secure the vehicle correctly or the weapons correctly. You forgot to count the equipment, or and then suddenly you close that armory, and suddenly someone walks up to you with a, there you go, here's another gap. Well, where did that come from? We've just booked that in. It's very easy for mistakes to happen when you've got yes men. Um, like in my whole career, I used to have people used to turn around and say I had a bad attitude. You've got a bad attitude. Yes, I know, and it cost me a lot of money. It didn't come for free. I mean, Christ, you know how many years it took me to get that chip on my shoulder. They don't nickname me Noah for nothing. But and the thing is, this is the thing with the two fleas and people like Bruce. Bruce is very rude towards the women, but when it comes to men, he has to be very careful, because like we won't let him walk all over us. We won't let him talk to us down to us like he does to people like legal assistants, or the um and the thing is, I doubt, and I hope I hope this never happens, that when he comes to court, when it does come to court, I doubt very much he will still have his legal his bar certificate to practice law. But when it comes to that day and that court, when they're finished with LP and JC, when they're finished with those two space cadets, he will walk out of court, go down a corridor, and then walk into a court because he's the defendant.
mhm.
Because what he has done to people, not just on Facebook, but live on YouTube, and all because he wanted PR, because he wanted to be, look at me, I'm the kingpin of this.
I'm still hoping that the trespass six. I hope
Mm.
that case goes forward because he invoked me in it, and I probably will end up as a witness. And I would love to be on the witness stand with him asking me questions.
Oh God,
Because uh,
yeah.
you know the type of answers we can give in the military.
Oh yeah, yeah. So I can't answer
Or
that question, sir. Due to national security, can't answer that question, sir.
Oh no,
Yeah,
just when you answer someone with every answer is just an insult or just with complete
yeah,
and total contempt.
yeah. I mean, like, yeah, really, like it's like throwing salt in an open wound. Oh, yeah, yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about. Like an interview take about 5 minutes, and no, I'm not interviewing it. Why? Because he's hurt
Like
my feelings.
I remember Marines I had like where they would ask me questions thinking that they were going to trap me in something, and I'd be just right away be like, "Are you sure that's the question you're asking me, or do you want to ask me another question? Because it doesn't seem like you're very sure of it." Like that takes people off their game,
Mhm.
like because then they start questioning themselves. When when you can start just turning it around on them with every single time,
Yeah.
like
Or is it like, are you sure that the question that's the question you want to be assertive about? Are you sure you want to put that question forward without thinking about the consequences of some of that part of that question that you've actually asked with some of the terminology that you've used? Are you sure about that? Uh, um, what did I ask you again? Oh, you can't remember the question? Let me just remind you. I mean, and this is the funny thing, right? Because if you listen to certain individuals and you listen to their streams, which I can't do anymore because I would rather be waterboarded by a donkey than listen to those two idiots again. Right? Is they're very repetitive. They seem to repeat the same thing they said the day before or before that, before that. That tells me that the only way they can get clout is by repeating themselves. And by repeating themselves means that they don't have any more lies or any more dishonest things to say. So what they do, because when they've run out of things to say, suddenly you'll get deuce, 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 or you will get people like Dave, or you will get people on their stream,
trying to show
and
you
then
guys
they've got
this
new content.
dog laying across my lap this morning.
Oh, bless her cotton socks. Where's the
She's
line? Where's the
loving
mountain
it.
lion?
Just laying here getting petted.
And where's the mountain lion? Where's he? What's he doing? He's on a prowl, is he?
The who?
The cat, that
Oh
freaking
no, he's
mountain lion of yours.
laying underneath the TV. He's got a little. I put his bed. It's gets sunshine, so it's nice and warm. So he's laying up there. He's grooming himself right
Hmm.
now.
There's one question I do want to ask. What the hell's, if they're still here, is, will, I mean, with this some of the videos you've shown with um with the storages you got, obviously the issue, because I was thinking about this now. Maybe you can help Mr. Hales, or you can do Mike. With everything that's going on, people have sort of neglected certain things,
Hmm.
like the Guapo incident on that storage or that video about him antagonizing Jeremy and physically antagonizing him as well, not just verbally but physically, and then trying to get people to jump onto his side and give him, credit for what he did. The thing is, there's a lot of hearsay going on, but why is Guapo not being sued by Bruce?
By Bruce.
Yeah. Oh no, I mean by why is Guapo not on the list of people who need to be legally inspired to tell the truth?
I think all in due time. There's no reason to rush it at this point.
Hmm.
Same reason I haven't taken action. I get a lot of people who are like, "Have you reported Bruce to the bar?" I'm like, I already know what I'm going to do. I'm
Yeah.
waiting for a certain event. Once that happens, is when I will take action, and it will be, like you said, very resolved and decisive.
Yeah. I mean, one thing I am looking forward to though is the day where Corporal Gregory, bless his cotton socks, turns up in court in his dress uniform, represented by the union and his own departmental lawyer, and they go, okay, What's your problem?
They have to prove. Okay, so for with Corporal Gregory, they have to prove that he is not entitled to qualified immunity, and
That's
that
going to be
means
virtually impossible.
that means what he was doing is it's a hard bar, but it can be overcome. They have to show that what he was doing was not within the scope of his duties. That'll never be proven. Like I'm laughing because of how much this case has got to be costing Bruce.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because actual fact, you got bloody good point there. Because, like, from what I understood and the research I did in regard to the two processes he mentioned in his docket or in that paperwork, I actually did a check on both of them, and one has been a processor since 2023. The other one has only become a court processor this year. The one that became a court processor this year was a 20-year plus police officer, and the other one, not sure. I didn't really do that much digging into him. Now, I know for a fact that from what I've heard from you and other people in the Americas, Isles there, over there in the Americanese, right, is that to get a processor to give people their paperwork, you're looking at between $800 to $1,200 per document. That's what I got told. That's what I got told. I mean, I'm only going. I haven't
Yeah.
been able to actually contact companies to find out if that's true or not.
So a process server can be expensive. Here in California, for me to have someone served, I'm gonna have to pay them about $200.
Oh, so it's not that much then.
Well, that's still a good chunk of money. But okay, now here's what you need to think of. That's here in California when I know where the person is. Bruce has no clue where DJ Radis is. So he's been sending process servers all over. He like all over the place. So it has probably cost him $8,000 to $10,000 already.
Right,
And he's still not served.
right. So, but here's my another question then. If he is like, from what I've gathered, he's doing this all pro se, so he's doing it for free. But Stark, right, wants payment. Right, from what I've understood, because Bruce actually made this post a while back, about a week or so back, where he said that Silverman is owed $16,000. Right, and from what I know, that like from Lynette got 3,000 from Doug Hembry, the K9 cop, and she got 7,000 from someone called Patty, whatever. I can't remember. Now that's 10,000. So if she hypothetically speaking, if she spent that 10,000 for him, that means, you know, a couple of hours pre-court, a couple of hours in court, then probably an hour or so post-court. That's the money gone, because these lawyers are not cheap.
Yeah.
So
A cheap lawyer is about $200 an hour.
oof.
Mm-hmm.
Oof. That's $200.
That's what you said. She doesn't need a lawyer. She needs a therapist. It would be way cheaper.
I
for
mean,
her.
I watched that court hearing. I can't remember. I don't know if it was. I can't remember if it was Megan or if Tug put it up or they were discussing it. And I think it was the redacted version of the court hearing where Judge David went, "Yeah, you guys go and fucking sort this out. And then when you sort it out, get back in here." And I appreciate the way he actually dealt with that. And people were going, "Oh, you can't show that." Well, yes, they can. They can show the redacted court hearing, but they can't record and show the meeting between the plaintiff lawyer and the defendant lawyer. So when they came back in, certain individuals were trying to twist it, saying, "Oh, you recorded their private conversation." No, that never happened. But Silverman, the way he can behave, his wording, his behavior,
Carrie says she needs an exorcist.
yeah, and that, yeah. But the way they were behaving, the way he spoke and agreed to everything, and then turned to Lynette and went, you could tell he just wanted this job done and he wanted to get the hell out of there.
Yeah.
That there should have told her, that should have sent Lynette a message saying, do you know what? I think it's time that you just remember that cease and desist, shut your fucking mouth, tell John to wind his neck in, take any money you've got and get professional help. I've been saying this from get-go.
Yeah. Well, she thinks that the reason people don't agree with her is because they've only heard Jeremy's story and not hers. Same thing with the Lees. How many times they said we're doing what Jeremy tells us? Other than Jeremy being in the comments and me sending him screenshots via email, we don't talk. And you know, that's probably the best thing, because if I ever end up a witness and they say, "Okay, well, what did Jeremy tell you to do?" I've never spoken with Jeremy face to face. Never had a conversation with him.
No.
You know, and I'm not doing any of this because I want to have that conversation with Jeremy. Maybe one day if I have a conversation with Jeremy after all this is done, I'd probably ask him about business, because I think he's got a lot of knowledge there that I think people need to know. But yeah, that's the way they approach it. Lynette thinks no one's heard her story. We've heard her story. It's just
Yeah.
insane.
I mean, some of the stuff when I first got involved in this, well, not involved, the first time I sort of, excuse me, I accidentally on purpose tripped into this shit head first. I did do a little bit of research on what she was saying and what Shara and Michelle was saying and everything else. And at first I thought, you know, it's like them two are building this thing. They're trying to. It was really weird. I felt like it was like them two sitting at a table every evening, going, right, okay, what shit can we say tomorrow? What can we post tomorrow?
And with Stupid Dave, we've seen the things. He is all about doing this to build his channel and to build his
Absolutely, yeah,
brand. He's trying to bring these other YouTubers onto it, and
yeah,
it's if you believe in that, you really don't care about
uh,
like who else. You know, you wouldn't care about trying to bring people. You'd be talking like, hey, I want the news to do it, you know, like how
yeah,
we've told
yeah,
people, hey, if
yeah.
you want to do this, here's the news. Like I've got that, and if you're on my YouTube, my community page, I put all the news organizations of Levy County. And if you want to do something about this and you're unhappy about this stuff, you can write to them. I write to government. I do petitions to government. Again, all these things are steps, and
Mm.
it's about getting people to know and to start asking questions about what is going on. You
Exactly.
know,
I mean, look at that night when you, Brett, and we sat down for a couple of hours and we had a conversation. And the thing is, like, you know, I did watch some of the town hall things when Madam Mayor was the mayor, and you know, I did see an instant change in what was going on in Otter Creek in the town hall. Like, you know, you could see the benefits from
yep.
her being excuse me, being the mayor. But like, I always thought that Brett was just a post office worker, blah blah blah. You know, and then when it turned out that he actually was a vet that night, I mean, that's why I reacted the way I did. That's the why I was the way I was, is because like I couldn't believe. I was like, thank fuck for that. He's a vet. So that meant I could relax then, because I was like, I wasn't trying to ask probing questions, but I was trying to be as politically correct. I was trying to be, you know, asking relevant questions. And then like when he like gave me that cyber massage, that was it, mate. That guy's got a place in my heart for the rest of his life. That I can tell you that now. But that conversation there, it proves that we don't give a shit about all the negativity. We care about the individuals. We care about the people. And like when it comes to veterans, this is what we do. You know, I mean, like I never wanted to become so popular on YouTube that I, you know, and thanks to that guy there and to Rattis and other people, I've suddenly got the attention. And now I can't just walk away because people expect me to go live and be me and be, you know, and you know, I like I said, if I do end up getting monetized and that, it's all going back. It's all going to go back.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because for me, it's the principle. And like when it comes to these guys, you know, with the like with all the evidence that's out there, you'd have to be an absolute buffoon to believe what's being said by them. I mean, there's videos of her, speaking to the child. Oh, if you fall, you poke your eye out. And I mean, come on, there's a child, and no one, even Bruce is not fucking that. Oh, right. Bruce doesn't even mention that child. Why is he not paying? Why is he not standing up and saying, "There's a child involved. We need to make sure this child is safe, that she's hygienic, she lives in a hygienic environment." Blah blah blah. Nothing.
Well, look how many threats I got of I was going to go to jail for making that call. And I still sit right here. It's like,
I can send you handcuffs if you want.
you got the furry ones.
Hey, I've also got the other ones as well. So you choose, mate. Yeah, I'll the pink ones. I'll send you the pink ones as well.
You should be glad I'm growing this so you can like pull my hair because I don't.
Listen, I swear to God, if you ever come to the Isles, I'll be approaching you with a cattle prod. That's for fucking sure. I can tell you right now. No, but yeah, it's. I mean, that's probably why I fucking got my armor on, because people were threatening you, and you didn't do anything wrong. It was a natural response for you to do what you did. I
didn't plan on doing it on camera. It was something I was going to do off camera. And what's funny about it is, Bruce still to this day is like, well, he did that because of Jeremy Hale's video. I've been upfront ever since when he was on the show. I was like, no, I watched Madam Mayor channel.
That wasn't Jeremy's video. That was that was Madam Mayor's video.
I get caught up with a lot of this stuff while I'm working, when I'm sitting in my office. I'm the type, and I understand it's part of, some of my mental issues. I need background music. I need, or background stuff going on.
Yeah.
Because if it's super quiet, that's when I get anxious and uneasy. So I'll turn on, a couple YouTube videos just to play in the background and just let them play. And I love the autoplay feature for that. And that's how I came across the Madam Mayor live stream, because I've been watching and following so many people involved in this.
And I think sorry, go ahead.
That's what I caught.
Yeah, Lisa Hines, thanks very much. I'm just me, and two, because I'll be honest with you, when I watched that video, I watched the whole thing, because at first, it's about a vet, and when I watched that, I must admit, at the end of it, I did have a bit of a tear coming out of my eye. I did have a leak at one point, because it was so sad that you've got a 78-year-old where for a fact that the people lied about certain things, because it was then confirmed in a phone call with Landon Preston that at no time did Lloyd ever give them any alcohol. And I think it was I think Bruce messed up there and allowed that to slip through, and I don't think he realized that, because he was going, no, it's about to go for it. And a lot of things were said in that one conversation that probably a lot of people didn't listen or hear. And that's the thing. That's why I pay attention to.
I'm shocked that the Ohio judge is taking so long on this contempt of court decision.
Maybe they're waiting for the federal court to finish before they do theirs. Maybe the federal court is.
No, these are not related issues. I just find it. I find it interesting.
Now I understand what you mean now.
Because
why he went in jail and then he did it again, but they still,
So, but here's the thing. I always go back to, like, a part of me is like, what's going on with that? But then I always think, no, courts are overworked. They're overworked. They're inefficient. So I always keep coming back to that, and I'm like, okay, that's the simplest explanation is normally the correct one, and so I keep coming back to that. But I'm also like, what's going on? Like, because there are things in this case that are criminally chargeable in the
Mhm.
Ohio case.
Right.
And that's where my mind kind of goes. I'm not saying that's for sure what it is. I just know that that's where it kind of goes.
Right. Here's a
Um,
question. I've got a question for you. I want to talk about Travis. Okay, Wallace. Tube Town. Now that property is directly across from Hellville, right?
yeah.
Now, on a legal standpoint, obviously, Jeremy can't go down there. George can, but no, wait a minute.
Oh,
Jeremy
maybe
can
can.
go down. Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Sorry, I do apologize. But the thing is, I mean, obviously, he's not going down it in a way because he doesn't want to provoke any more reactions. He doesn't want it, and I don't blame him for that. But the thing is, due to the fact that Travis has been dragged into this shit as well, where is the legal standing in regards of like if what has been said on the two fleas and Travis is at Tube Town and this apparent people who are going to do security come down there because it's a public road. What would be the what would be the issue down there
So
on a legal
sending
standpoint?
someone there, if the Lees were to send someone there, um, if those that's a dangerous road to go down. Like I'm not talking physical road, I'm talking the legal road.
Yeah.
Dangerous road to go down because there's already contention, and that shows escalation, and there's already a federal case. Uh, like that's why I think Bruce is, you know, Bruce, the Lees, like what they're doing is incredibly dumb because they are hell bent on escalating all this,
Mm,
and when you do that, you then become very in a precarious legal position.
yeah.
That's why, like with Stupid Dave coming after me, I was like, dude, I told you I want no contact from you. I
Mm,
don't want to hear from you. I don't want anything from you. Same thing I did with Bruce. No contact. Leave me alone. Stay out of my life.
yeah.
And neither have. So, regardless what I do at this point, I can show that they've escalated that situation.
Because
So,
one
go ahead.
Yeah, because one thing I've noticed is because when Travis goes down there, I mean, that guy, he's got so much fucking energy. I would love to have the Duracell batteries he takes. But when he's down there, it's such a enjoyable time when you see him down at Tube Town, he's cleaning it up and you got people coming around. But I've noticed lately, since all this has been going on, there's not a lot of people turning up at Tube Town, and that tells me they are either intimidated to come down there due to the circumstance and or
Well,
everything that's been said.
people don't want a gun pulled on them.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and if they the if the leeches send someone to John and Lynette's property,
Hmm.
uh, that could potentially be seen as again escalating if it turns into any other type of, oh, that's a fumble and it's going to be a touchdown. Auburn with a touchdown. Sorry.
God damn
Um,
it.
so it's like they will be looked at from the get go like they were trying to instigate something. Much like when I was attacked, and people who are on my YouTube, you can see the video of me, you can see the edited and the full version of me being attacked here in town.
Oh, in the restaurant. Yeah, I saw
when,
that. Yeah.
when the deputies came, they were like, they told us you attacked them, and I was like, no, I didn't attack them. I've got it on video. It was being live streamed. If you allow me my phone, I'll pull it up for you, and you can watch it for yourself. And then the deputy said, well, you came here to cause a problem. I was like, no, I didn't. I came here to get food. And I was not set on staying here until they told me they'd called you guys. And at that point, I had a duty to remain. And I sat down and I started streaming myself. Because that's the other thing. I didn't turn the phone around and start
Yeah,
videoing
yeah,
other
yeah.
patrons or anything. I put the phone right in front of me and I streamed myself. Anyone who came in the background did that of their own volition.
Yeah.
Um, only when they actually started like screaming at me did I turn the camera around. And
Mm,
that was because they were talking to me and I wanted to record, the people interacting with me.
Mm.
So for me, everything was about de-escalation. But I do know when you pull out a camera and you record people, that can be escalating. So that's why I was like, I'm going to put myself on camera and show that I'm not doing anything. And
Mm.
if they send security to John Lynette's house and it does turn into something, something physical or, just a bad situation,
Yeah.
that can very quickly backfire on all of them.
Mm.
And yeah, I would never do something like that.
Yeah.
The privacy fence, like there's a fence. I don't see what the I know Lynette is concerned about being recorded. The privacy fence isn't going to do much.
I
It's
mean,
really not.
this is another thing. Like, I mean, either I had a bang on the head or anything. Like 1 minute one minute she's like, you know, I plead the fifth and all that. And I felt sorry for again. I plead the fifth again. And the thing is, like, she'd plead the fifth and then answer a question. She'd plead the fifth and answer a question. But the thing is, she can do a sprint, a 30-meter sprint from her property, right, to a woman who is from Channel 20 recording, interviewing, right,
Right?
and sing like a dicky bird. And then the thing is, at the same time, no one has actually thought about the national
Natural.
the natural evolution of that child, because that child is 5 years old. A 5-year-old child. Oh, really? Right. The 5-year-old child is a child at that age. They're very inquisitive. They fall over. They run around. They are a child, and that child is not being allowed to be a 5-year-old child.
Yeah.
But the thing is, she goes, "Don't take a video of my child. Don't do this. Don't do that. Don't do this. Don't do that." But she'll go and put a picture up of herself and the child on a GoFundMe, on multiple GoFundMe. And
Oh,
it's like, I mean, if you're not a hypocrite,
there's stupid people in America who will tell you that it's illegal to video a child. It's like, are you out of your
well, it
mind?
is
Like,
illegal over here. There are laws over here as well where if there's children about, obviously you don't record the children because of all the PDF people,
yeah.
right?
But like, if you're just recording out somewhere and there's children, you turn the camera around, here, not illegal. Not illegal at all.
Yeah. I mean, like, so I took some pictures in a park once, in the Richmond Park, many moons ago, and I there was a stag, and it was a beautiful animal, and I was taking pictures of him, and then at one point he actually turned around, and the body language and the way he looked, he had his antlers, everything, and I took a couple of pictures. This guy walked over, he said, "Stop taking pictures of the children." I went, "Are you think I'm taking pictures of children?" He went, "Yeah," and I went, "Come here, you numbnut." And he went, "Yeah." And I said, "First of all, you need to be careful what you say, because if you want to keep your teeth in your mouth, right, you don't approach someone who you don't know and say stuff like that. And by the way, that's the pictures I've been taking." And he looked at that picture and he went, the first thing that came out of his mouth wasn't, "Oh, I'm sorry that I accused you of thinking that you're taking pictures." He said, "Oh, can I get a copy of that?" He wanted a freaking copy of the stag that I took the picture of. And I was like, "Oh, okay, then, but things like that don't bother me. But if you're gonna say crap like that to people, and then put a picture up of that child unredacted, you're not going to protect the face. Take away the image, so people
That's the thing about you and me being former military. Like, if the roles were reversed and we thought someone was doing something like that, we wouldn't come in hot. We would come in and be like, "Oh, you're a photographer. What are your settings? What
exactly,
can I see? Can I see what some of the pictures you're taking are?"
exactly. It'd be strategic. It'd be very, very
Yeah.
strategic. I mean, like it's like when someone's taking pictures of a military compounds and stuff like that. It's like if you're walking up behind him and you and civvies go, "Oh, bloody hell, taking a picture." Yeah. All right, brilliant. Oh, what picture you taking? Oh, that statue over there. Oh, really? Yeah. I mean, I've seen it down in Portsmouth. If anyone ever comes to the UK and you go down to Portsmouth, Portsmouth has got one of the oldest naval bases in the world, right? It's called HMS Dolphin, and there's also a place called HMS Nelson, right? And it's got statue. Oh, hello. It's got. You need to paint your ceiling, dude.
That's been in
And
my
it's got,
cabinet.
yeah, and it's got like the I think it's got a couple of statues outside. And the problem is, you do get a lot of tourists who take pictures of that. But the thing is, when they take pictures of a military installation, it can be considered hostile photography, right? Or hostile survey. You know, there's a specific word for it. Is it hostile surveillance? Basically, where people are taking pictures to do
Nefarious purposes.
There you go. That's what he said. And yeah, you can get done for that under Section 40, Section 56 or Section 43 of the Anti-Terrorist Act. Now, in America, you can stand outside a base, but you will get challenged. You will get challenged by the base police, or you get challenged by the civil police, or you get challenged by because there are two different types of police on the base. You will have civil DOD or MOD police, and then you'll have military police or service police.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have civil police. But again, there's everyone has different laws, different rules of engagement and stuff like that. That's why a lot of auditors always end up in a little bit of hot water when they go anywhere near a base. So when she puts these privacy fences up and she goes on, you can't record me. Here's the problem. She's basically self-imprisoning herself.
You want to know what's hilarious about these privacy fences that
Go
she's
on.
putting up?
Go
like,
on.
You're going to see this once. I'm
It's some compound in fucking Afghan in Helmand province.
Well, we understand her mental illness. Like, I know she's thinking, oh, I'll get these privacy fences up and they won't be able to take pictures or come onto my property and they won't know what's going here. What it's going to do is isolate her because now she won't be able to take pictures or video of people going by and won't know who's going by. It's going to backfire on her mentally in her mental state.
Yeah. And the worst thing is, I just pictured this. She's built this compound, and there'll be fucking security cameras on every single corner. There'll be like cameras everywhere, searchlights, a couple of towers. It looked like something Starlag 13,
And someone like her, she thrives on information. She needs to know what's going on. This is going to drive her even more crazy because someone like her, when the squirrel in her brain starts running on the treadmill and getting things going, it goes into all these other directions. And without being able to see what other people are doing and look out off her property, like you're gonna see some paranoia coming.
But the thing is, what I'm concerned of is, excuse me. Yeah. By the way, they don't like that when I cough. One thing I am concerned of is the fact that I think in one of the motions that Numbnut put in, they threw John Cook under the bus multiple times. She's thrown him
cookies.
Oh, I hate you. She's thrown him under the bus multiple times, not just in the motions, but also in I think it was in Ohio court.
Yep.
And also down in the court where they are.
She's never ever at fault.
Yeah. And
zero self-realization.
Right. So here's my question. Is John I'm ignoring you, Rogue Mama. You don't tell me what to do. You're not my mum. God, I'm in trouble now. Oh, God, I'm in trouble now. She's going to come after me like a vengeance. No. Here's my thing. How is he going to react to all this? I mean, considering that, why is he still there? I mean, you can't tell me that he's, I know. But here's my thing, though. With all this that's brewing up and everything that's been said so far, it's I touch wood. What do you mean time out? I don't want to time out. Oh, fuck's sake, time out. How long? I've just been timed out.
Timed out.
Yeah, Rogue Mama's timing me out. I've been timed out. Oh, I've got to stand in this corner there. You carry on talking. I've got to stand in this fucking corner now.
Yeah, they keep saying Jeremy's mad about the fence. I don't think Jeremy cares about the fence one bit.
Actually, I don't know the why, because I'll tell you one thing. Actually, I'm surprised he hasn't turned around and said, right, wait, you put the fence up? Here, let me help. Here's some nails.
Right. I feel I'm so happy for the Hudsons that now they don't have to look at that mess.
Is it? Wait a minute. You got the Hudsons on one side, and someone called Gail. Is it Gail? Is it Gail?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it Gail? Yeah. They're on the other side, aren't they? Or are they right adjacent from them?
I think they're kind of catty corner.
Right. Got you. So I mean, I'm surprised the Hudsons. Especially the small one, the one who's got the throat thing. I don't want to get. Is that
what? Chad's gonna say your name. I'm trying to think of it right now.
Yeah. What's the? Because there's two in there. You got the shorter one.
Oh, there's like 4 of them, but there's 2 that live there.
Yeah, and it's the 2 that get on really well with Jeremy and all that, and yeah. But it's the one who's had an operation on her throat. I would fucking hate to be on the wrong side of her. Jesus Christ! I could just imagine. Oh, look at you! Oh, look at you! Oh, look, yeah. We could care less about the fence. In the end, we'll own it anyway. Unfortunately, not. You know, I was saying to a friend of mine today. I said, Jeremy, please do not take this the wrong way. I love you. I turned around to her. He said he's got 2 tab on one side. He's got a fucking pit on the other. You just dig it out and dig a big fucking hole, and just like, you know, have like some sort of pit in there with a little bit of water and a fountain. And every time you drive past, you just see this like come out of the fountain.
Joyce, that's her name, Joyce. Thank you.
Yeah, Joyce. Yeah, there you go. Oh, I didn't mute. Wait a minute. Hang on a minute. I got mute. See, I muted my mic, so jog on.
I haven't heard someone say jog on since I was deployed.
Yeah, off your pot, jog on. No, but Joyce, I think Joyce. Can you imagine Joyce as like the local neighborhood watch chief?
Oh, she'd be, yeah.
Oh shit!
You want to know what my favorite saying that I picked up from? It was actually mainly from the Australians, but the British did it as well when I was overseas. Was the saying, "And Bob's your uncle."
Yeah, Bob's your uncle. Yeah, you just fix something and everything's working. Oh, look, it's moving. Bob's your uncle. Sheila's your aunt. Yeah. Oh, AVA's here. Double tap the screen. AVA, behave yourself. No, I mean, I like the comment that Jeremy put out there. I do like the comment he put out there, especially the word "unfortunately." Jeremy, you know that you can hire bulldozers for a certain amount. The D6 is quite a good bulldozer. You know, and you can make it like you can actually build like a little playground there, like, you know, so all the kids in Otter Creek can go there and play. And right next door, they've got Tube Town, so when they're done playing, they can go to Tube Town. You know, oh, there she is. Yeah, look at that love. But yeah, but I would love to know what the Hudson sisters say, or what Gail says about what's been going on there.
I don't know if the baseball diamond is still there at the old schoolhouse. I would love to see Jeremy do like a softball league or something there. I think that would be great.
That would actually. I thought he was going to do that, but when he, if I can remember correctly, when because you could actually see that it was like sort of like a baseball thing, and I thought, oh yeah. And then when he turned around in the next video, it said, oh, that property belongs to someone else, and he had to sort of move stuff. I was like, that's a shame. That's a shame. But I mean, he's already done a lot at the schoolhouse. They've richly transformed that place into such an.
Mhm. That's a good logistics place for his businesses. That's and I'm someone who does logistics, like old schools. Yeah.
I mean, there's one thing at the schoolhouse which would look good. Like when you drive in and you're driving towards the main building, at the back you've got that little area. Is have like when you've got veterans like on motorbikes or traveling, and they've got like a tent or a little tent, like one of those little tents on the vehicle or stuff like that.
Mhm.
So having like a little area, cordoned off area, where veterans can sort of like turn up, drive in, and pitch a tent, stay a couple of days, and then move on, because people do travel around a lot.
Yeah, veterans with RVs is a growing industry. That's why I've looked. That's why I told Brett I was looking at doing an RV park out here. A friend of mine, and as we do the 5K, I think his nonprofit's going to be the one that it primarily benefits. Uh, he's trying to do one like 2 cities over, like probably like 10, 15 miles down the road.
Yeah.
He's trying to do a veterans RV park. And for the cabins and stuff, he fully intends to give those to homeless veterans to get on their feet. So, um, doing that's yeah, I see that as definitely a viable thing, because it's a growing industry.
I mean, it's like over here. A few years ago, the wife and I, we saw some property, and when was it? Oh, a while before, fucking years ago. I went to Morocco on my motorbike in a group. So we travelled all the way down through France, down through Spain. We went from Meleli to Spain to Meleli, which is now Spanish outclave.
Mm-hmm.
And then we went into Morocco. We went down to the Atlas Mountains and stuff like that. And there was a lot of campsites that were specifically for motorbike groups, or groups who were traveling in vehicles, off-roading and that.
Mm-hmm.
So having a place, and especially if you were 1 second, especially, see, I'm muting when I cough now. I don't know why.
There you go.
I could ignore people if I wanted to, but I'm nice.
Getting to be a professional broadcaster.
Oh, sorry. Anyway, no.
This was made in part by viewers like you.
Yes, there's Smell-O-Vision coming to you from Spawn Trooper's home desk. Right. Anyway, no, and basically, if you're a veteran and you phone them up, or you're still serving, you phone them up, say, yeah, I'm part of this. They go, okay, then when you turn up, this is the code you'll use. You turn up, you can get your plot for 3 days, and you only pay 2 days, so you get a free day on top. So that means you've got, you don't have to worry about rushing to get out of there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's one thing that helps, is like having that extra day just to decompress and again. But yeah, because you don't want time out again from. Listen, Mercedes, don't threaten me with Rogue Mama. She doesn't scare me a lot. What?
I do want people to know I probably will be doing either a video or a live stream today. I haven't decided which. I'm driving down to North County, San Diego, for the stand down. I had the gentleman on before that was putting on that event, so that'll be a good event for veterans. I'll be there later on today.
What about our truck driving events? I think we should do a weekly truck driving event.
I played a little bit this morning.
Oh, really? Thanks very much for letting me. Did you make any money?
I made some money. I didn't live stream it though. I just was like, okay, I'm gonna go in and just see. You're such a dead fish, dog.
Yeah, because the thing is, what I don't know. Hey, Jeremy, do you drive trucks? Hint, hint, nudge, nudge.
He's got his diesel.
No, I'm talking about, ATS.
That's I'm gonna see if I can get my dad to play that at my brother's house. My dad was a truck driver, 30 years for UPS, and uh, he used to primarily drive from Toledo to Mount Pleasant, Michigan, and then also from Toledo to Hammond, Indiana, back and forth every day. That was supposed to be an 8-hour shift.
Actual
But
fact, I just
go ahead.
noticed that. I just noticed the comment. Do you have a link to documentation for the claim of building permit being needed? Ernie Boyd, anything that is built, I do believe someone actually mentioned saying that they do need a permit because they are erecting something. I think they are putting up. God, what is it called? Because it has to be a certain distance from the main road, or it has to be a certain distance from the pavement.
And the Lees are doing the fundraisers right now for her to get money for all this. And they're saying that they have enough money to finish the house. I don't believe that. I don't believe that for a second.
No, and they haven't proved this is going back to
that would all be income and subject to taxes. Now,
Yep.
if they were smart, there are ways to move things around to reduce your tax liability, but they're still both on Social Security. That's where it's going to get them anyway.
And the fact that they don't show 1 ounce of proof. I mean, everything like I've said, everything you've said, everything basically everything we have said or we've mentioned, we've proven. Like on the Facebook page, when I proved categorically when I caught numbnuts out again on the GoFundMe, when I caught him out, I even put the timestamps in there. And I think I've got the videos on my YouTube, but that's by and by. The fact of the matter is, right? Evidence. If you've got factual evidence, you can redact your personal information. You don't have to have all your bank details and everything now, or your PayPal or whatever, right? If you can prove with receipts that you've got the money, right? Fine. But at the same time, you've gone and shot yourself in the foot because of. Then I revert back to what Mike just said. So basically, you are in that catch-22 conundrum of keeping it above board, keeping it legal. Yep. And the problem is you can't keep it legal because of the comments you've made on the live stream, the statements that Bruce and other people have made in regards of like cash cards and stuff like that on that platform. So right now, you're in that catch-22. And yeah.
And here's the other thing. By them saying send gift cards so then she doesn't have to claim it as income, that's illegal. And Bruce is sitting there.
Yep.
He's sitting there talking about a client and allowing illegal behavior. That violates his ethics, and it can stop, or what I'll say, interfere with his attorney-client privilege.
Well, hang on a minute. Hang on a second. Ladies and gentlemen, Ewoks and Wookiees, how dare you use the word ethics in the same sentence mentioning him? He's not professional. He's unprofessional. He doesn't have ethics. He's an ambulance chaser who's probably got a limp. I mean, let's be honest. He is representing them two really fucking well. I mean, Jesus. I mean, if I ever get in trouble in the States, I want Deuce Foreskin to represent me. Right? I want him to represent
anything goes.
Everything, yeah. Right? Because that numbnut, I think I will walk into court and I'll win instantly the minute I walk into court. Hell, I wouldn't even have to walk through the door. The judge will look at it and go, "No, that's Bruce. No, we don't want this problem," and that's it. One.
Yeah, people. Randy Shockett should just follow around Bruce, and whenever he picks up a new client, just be like,
exactly.
"What are you following?"
Yeah, and then when Bruce turns around and says, Randy Socket, why are you following me? Because I need to learn how to become like you. You are the best. I mean, let's be honest, all right? Even if he loses his, if he suddenly doesn't have the bar certificate to be a lawyer anymore, I mean, Bruce can always go back to Armenia and be a good general manager for the basketball team there. I mean, he seemed to do quite well over there. He likes to smoke the old menthol cigarettes. Bruce, by the way, do you still smoke? Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. When you are practicing your yoga witchcraft or witchcraft yoga. Oh, I'm sorry. Am I talking too much? I do apologize. Oopsie.
I am gonna have to end this stream here in a little bit because I gotta
No, you're
get.
not. You're going to fucking allow us to wait until those things are cooked, and then you're going to show us those fucking cookies.
Oh,
That's what you're
they're
going to do.
cooked. I took them out. They're cooling right now.
Oh, right. Okay.
So
Can't
about
believe you.
6 minutes to cool.
I can't believe you sort of like circumvented into a cooking program and then didn't even have the decency to actually like offer anybody anything.
Earlier today, it was a cleaning program. Everybody was watching me clean everything.
Right? Is that true? Can we get evidence of this?
They watched me make my breakfast. I ate my breakfast and then I cleaned up.
Well, what's next? They're going to watch your back.
That'll be a members only stream.
Yeah. Members only / what was it called? What's that called again?
OnlyFans.
Only, there you go. Only. Hey, John Lynette plus OnlyFans equals. No, but on a serious note, if those idiots carry on the way they're carrying on, they are just going to be. They I don't think it will ever get to court, to be honest.
Do you think they have insurance? Someone just said something about insurance, and I was like,
no,
I don't think they do.
No.
Like
the car's on hire purchase because obviously the car has not been paid outright, so they're still paying for the car. So the car is automatically, well, technically it should be insured because obviously it's insured by them to drive, but it's also insured by the hire. So if they can't pay it, the property, I'd be very, very interested to know if that place is insured, and also the way they've been sort of handling those pews. That's another thing that worries me. The licenses, the CCPs, and everything else. Mm-hmm. Do they have any CCPs, or is there any certification to prove that they've done the courses to carry a CCP? That's what concerns me, to be honest with you, because like she's admitted to carrying one, he's carried one. They're still probably carrying them. So do they have the training? Point 1. 2, do they have the CCP certification? And 3, are they doing refresher courses, which they're supposed to do?
See, each state is different, so I don't know. I do know Florida doesn't have open carry unless you're hunting and fishing. They do have concealed carry. I don't know what the rules are. Like here in California, like I don't have to take a course because I'm former military. In Ohio, I don't think you need any course at all. You just got to pay the money, go through the background check, and there you go.
Oh, apparently Florida is an open carry state.
Oh, no.
But
open carry, like the open carry under certain conditions.
Right. So if you're on your private property, then you can open carry, then you can carry. Yeah.
You do whatever you want. Concealed, open, doesn't matter. Yeah.
Right. Now, if I can remember correctly, this is a very good question actually, because that someone asked me. He said on that situation where John pointed that weapon at those 3 in a car with a young girl in a car. Patty and Wes and that girl in a car. Apparently the DA said, it wouldn't go to court because it's like stand your ground and castle doctrine and all that stuff. Here's my question though. If you are on your property and you are pointing at someone on public property and that person conceives you as a imminent threat and they defend themselves, irregardless if you are on your private property or not, you are pointing a weapon out of your property. What's the law on that?
So in most states, that would be considered menacing, because you're pointing a gun with intent to create fear. Um, Now, stand your ground. It's not stand your ground at all, because stand your ground is if you're being attacked or an imminent threat of attack. Uh, what's his name? Wes was far enough away.
Oh, thank you for the $5. Who was Ernie?
Uh, so yeah, it wouldn't be stand your ground at all. Castle doctrine is if someone comes onto my property, and
Yeah,
like California, we're castle doctrine state. Someone comes onto my property with intent to do harm to me or my property, I can then respond with and I can then respond with my gun.
right.
It's varies state to state. Like some states require them to be armed. Some do not protect your property. Like just being in your house
Yeah.
uh, doesn't really give you the right to use your gun to protect yourself. So it's very.
Oh, hello. He just pressed the wrong button. He just pressed the wrong button. Am I still live? We still? Yeah, he's still live. I'm so lonely. Oh, there you are. There he is.
I don't know what happened there.
Right, you do not, at any under circumstances on this planet, enter a silo for IMCBs. No, on no way do you enter any bunker whatsoever. Fucking hell. Right, here's a question I want to ask you, and the reason I'm asking you these questions, okay,
Mhm.
or right, this is going to be a probing question now for you. The fact when I obviously started following this and everything, I can remember John pulling that revolver on Jeremy.
Yeah.
He also then filmed himself driving onto Jeremy's property and making threats to go bang bang.
Yes.
Right. There are also the statements from Her Royal Highness stating that she'll put a cap in the booty. Yeah. And the fact that he threatened a couple of people in a vehicle, and the fact that he's now again threatened someone else. Obviously, that's now 5 times he has pulled a pew pew on someone in a menacing and threatening behavior.
Yes.
So, can you explain to me while he is still walking around free and why he is allowed to carry a weapon?
Because it's a corrupt county, he should be in jail.
Well, that was a simple answer. I was expecting a
Yep.
little bit longer answer than that.
Nope. That's it's corruption. Should not be allowed.
Right. So, what are they waiting? Because there's a lot of counties. 1 second. There's a lot of counties, like over here in the UK. It took me nearly 4 years to fighting with the council to actually do so. And at one point, the individual from the council turned around to me and says, I said, and I was just being flippant. I wasn't being rude to her, but I was being flippant. I said to her, I said, what? Are you waiting for someone to be severely injured or made unalived? And she went, in all certain terms, yes. That's the only way we'll be able to progress. Now, from everything I've noticed, the way the DA and the police and everything else in Davie County have been behaving, that's what's come to mind a couple of times.
Yep.
I didn't want to bring it up until now, but it has crossed my mind.
And that is why people they can go right onto my YouTube community page, get all of the emails, all of the ways to contact print, radio, TV, and should absolutely be talking about this. They get them to talk about this. They can use
yeah.
they can use my live streams to link, and they can use Megan's article and say, "Why are you not talking about this?"
Yeah, and they can use everything that's on mine. There's not a lot on mine. But yeah, I mean, if it's a news broadcaster or anything, they can more than help. Because it's not making any sense, because what they're doing, they're waiting for someone to be unalived or be severely hurt, and they shouldn't be waiting until that stuff happens.
The general public, they're putting the general public into danger.
Exactly.
And that's why I've been saying this is government corruption. That's all. This would have been ended long ago if the local government wasn't corrupt.
And here's the problem. Here's another problem that like people don't think. I mean, Mike, you've probably thought this has probably crossed your mind, or anyone who is a vet or a former vet, is that like, what if, hypothetically speaking, what if George, Jeremy, Deanna, and they go, oh, let's go down to Tube Town, and then one thing goes and then next you know, there's pupils everywhere, and you know what I mean, and or they come out of their property and there's a confrontation or something, and I know for a fact that Jeremy and George and them, they try to stay away from these people because they just don't want any interaction, which is fully rightly so, but you can't stop other people's behavior, and that's what concerns me.
That's why we need 4 Patriots best-selling.
Sorry, I'm turning
No,
this TV down.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and that's what concerns me, because the thing is, right, now that like Jeremy has actually received back his legally entitled rights, I can't believe they kept that away from him for that long, by the way. They know that he can now protect himself, so maybe that'll change their behavior a little bit. And
I think so.
George. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, but at the same time, he shouldn't need to do that. He shouldn't be walking around in fear of his safety. He should be able to get in his car, drive down to Tube Town, or drive around his property, you know, happy to go jolly, and you know.
There's a question I want to address. Seagirl asks, whatever happened to Lynette's family member that got in touch with you? So this does happen. I get a lot of people who want to come on the show or who want to talk to me, and I will ask some very basic stuff. You know, what are we going to talk about? What are, you know, are you who, you know, who are you? You know, things like that. I asked for, I said, look, I just need some type of identifying documentation to know that I'm talking to, you know, who you say you are. And they responded back with, well, it's not really my story to tell. It's my brother or sisters. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And then they just kind of went away. I do see them sometimes in the comments. They're still welcome to come on.
Mm-hmm.
But I just need that very basic thing, because I don't want to bring on an imposter. You know, if you're coming on my show, I'm giving you a lot of trust that, you know, we're going to talk about something that we said we're going to talk about, because they could literally get stuff taken down by, if they were to come on and start being like, you know, saying things like, hey, you know, there's just things that you can get your channel shut down for. And if they were to come on here, you know, they could start saying stuff that would get shut down. For instance, I watched a bunch of guys were playing a video game, and the guy was Twitch streaming it, and someone realized it and said, hey, are you Twitch streaming? And he said, yeah, I am. And they just started screaming the N word over and over and over.
Yeah, and that's why
Obviously,
I said, yeah.
I don't want that.
Yeah, and that's why last night I said turn your CB off, or you know, because I don't know if anyone else heard it, but it was broken up through yours, and I heard him, and I went, yeah, mute your CB. You know, because that, unfortunately, when you are online, one second, Her Royal Highness is right next to me. Yes, darling. Mm-hmm. Your Highness, thank you. Yeah, that's the boss, long-haired colonel. You need to be nice to her. Send help. No, but no. You know, there's been times when I've been on here and I've sort of, like, it's very easy to touch on the nerve of what the topic of conversation is. And what I do, I always watch Mike. And if Mike is sort of like getting serious, his face is changing, that I will immediately stop talking, or I try to stay on topic. Ooh, and that, yeah, like, yeah, that scares me, you puppy. Anyway, but the biggest problem is with this whole situation is that it's not just one camp or two camps. You got three camps. You got the people who seem to live in a dream world on some sort of fantasy world. Then you got people who are putting the truth with facts, and then you got us. And the thing is, we don't give a shit. We work on principle, we work on ethics, we work on integrity, and we work on facts. We don't care what side of the fence you're on. We care about the facts. And so far, every single thing I've said and every single thing Mike has said has come true. I mean, how many times have I caught that numbnut out? How many times have I caught him out?
Jeremy's been nothing but successful in court. You know,
Yeah.
We had Judge Grudge who was doing all his stuff. He got removed from the case, and that case got dismissed. He proved that she was cyber stalking him in Ohio court, and once already they've been found guilty of contempt of court, and we have another contempt of court pending.
I mean, I'm still trying to get right. Okay, now I am of quite a bit of intelligence, but I'm not that intelligent to figure out in who on good God earth made her contact Mayor Dan. Who in wait, what? I mean, who?
Yep.
Why? I mean, it's just like me phoning your boss up, Mike, and going, hey, by the way, can you tell Mike to put some sunscreen on his head? It's a bit shiny at the moment. I mean, that's no, seriously, that's how freaking dumb it was. That there is direct harassment. That is basically you stalked him all the way to another county.
And that's narcissism. I don't like you, so I'm going to get everybody else to not like you. Same thing with Stupid Dave. Same exact thing. Same thing with Bruce. He needs to get onto these shows so that other people have to hate the Connecticut Bar Association or people against Lynette. You're seeing this all play out.
I mean, like do you know what? When that day when I was sitting there minding my own business and I was sitting in the corner here for you and I was like being the old fucking dressed up in the bushes and with my old little fucking poo-poo, and that numbnut came onto your stream and I sat there. The minute he went, shush, shh.
Give people another one. Ray Bone Crusher. He's got a problem with me bringing you onto the stream. He was like, why is Vet Nation bringing on a foreigner who doesn't know about their laws? Here's why I enjoy talking with you, Spawn, about this, because you don't know, you ask questions, then we can talk about the question, and it's not just a circle jerk. It's not just us going back and forth like the leeches being like, yeah, Jeremy's bad. Yeah, Jeremy's bad. Yeah, F him. Like,
yeah. I mean,
less interesting.
I mean, first of all, right? I come on here. I mean, like when I come on and I talk to you, or like with Brett, for example, I get educated because no, I don't know about U.S. laws. No, I don't know about the differences in state laws and stuff like that. And when I do ask questions, that's why I ask questions. Doesn't mean I'm stupid, but when I do my research, it's the same thing. When I was doing my research on Bruce on Foreskin, when I was doing my research on him, a lot of the ABA rules of the model rules of professional conduct were coming up. So I went into them, and I excuse me, I coughed. Oh, sorry, Mama. Oh crap, done it again. Sorry, Mama. Right, and I went into those rules, and I was reading those rules up, and I was like, oh, this is interesting. And then I'd go, and then there would be different laws, and if I don't know something, that's why do you think I ask Mike? Why do you think I talk to Mike and I ask him questions? It's not because I'm trying to catch him out on some shit.
It's a military thing.
It's a military thing.
You telling me this, show me the order. Let's look it up.
Exactly.
Like,
I mean, it's like when you read your company orders or you read your Part 1 orders, right? Your Part 1 orders is regimental. Your company orders is company specific, right? In company orders, for example, you will have Part 1 orders, but the Part 1 orders will be at the back of the company orders. At the front of the orders, it'll be like who's getting promoted, who's on duty, who's duty NCO, who is ROE, who's in charge of, I mean, who's going to be responsible for the armory and all that crap. And
This
you people, yeah.
commercial, it's military members on a hike, but no weapons. Where are their guns?
Wait, why are they?
I was like,
Oh, he's done it again. He's gone and done it again. I swear to God, ladies and gentlemen, do not let him near any missile base because he's pressing the wrong freaking buttons. And you watch, he's going to come back again. He's going to go, wrong button.
brush against it and it throws you out.
Yeah, see, you are, yeah. And when it comes to Bone Crusher, let me tell you something, right? Ray, if you are watching this or you're listening, let me tell you something. Your opinion has been noted and filed into I don't give a shit. Okay? So if Skipper wants to bring me on here, okay, if he wants me as company, or there's a reason he wants me to come on here, I'll come on here. If I pop in and he accepts me into the stream, right? There's one thing that we have that you haven't got. Well, there's actually two things that we've got that you haven't got. One, camaraderie and banter and all that good shit. And two, a home. Warmth. Not a garage.
Like, it's just like people have a problem with me. Like, why are you talking about this? You're a veteran show. It's like, I'll talk whatever the hell I want about. Like,
Exactly.
I've been open about what the mission of this channel and the nonprofit is. It's to help and entertain veterans, military, and their families.
Exactly. I mean, like, the thing is, like, how many veterans have we met by discussing this? I mean, Copperwise is a vet. There's people who've come into our chats who have had relations, who fathers, mothers, brothers, sisters who've been.
If I only talked about what's going on with the VA, my channel would be very boring. Like, I'll talk a little bit about what's going on with the VA, but there's channels that do that.
Yeah.
And if you want to go watch that, go to those channels. Yeah, Combat Craig is a great one. Go watch Combat Craig if that's what you want. I think I love his content, but that's not my show.
I think that, like, at the end of the day, the way I see it, and I'm going to say this quite without a filter, right? If you want to use emotional pressure, okay, to get Mike to change who he has on as a co-host or as a, because I'm a friend, I'm a well, you can call a battle buddy, whatever you want to call us. Right, I'll sit in his corner. I will watch his six, and I will always be with him. And if he turns around to me and says, yeah, I'm not bringing anyone on tonight. It's going to be about this. I'm not going to sit there and go,
and likewise, if you said, hey, you know what, I want to do episodes of Veteran Nation, but for the UK and the King's forces, I'd be like, yeah, here's the login information. Do it.
Yeah. And the thing is, because obviously I'm more of a gamer, and like I said this from the get-go before I started with my YouTube thing, right? I'm a gamer. I use my YouTube for putting up games, but since all this, I've got involved in all this, I have met so many fantastic people. Mm-hmm. Like I've met Mike, I've met the squirrel. He keeps on running around with his nuts. I've met so many. I've met Brett, for crying out loud.
I don't know. I was told when I started this that to expect, like, ladies stalking me and like trying to break into my house, and the amount of that happening has been disappointingly low.
No, because they're with me. They're in my stream, mate. I mean, like, just ask Jen Funder. Right? I just go like this. Hey, baby, how you doing? Yeah. You're going to sit back down there. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, they want that, yeah.
This is just for a way for me to eventually start selling feet pics.
Oh my God, no. I've heard about your feet there. I mean, they don't want to see like little flip-flops. You know what I mean? Like your little toe looks like it's been, it's yeah. Okay, we'll keep this PG, shall we? Hey?
My feet are dainty.
can apparently we're scoundrels. Yeah, no, but I mean the thing is, it's like you could be, you know, I mean, like at the end of the day, this has been mentioned before. Someone else has mentioned this before. Why are you allowing, you know, spawn trooper onto your stream? Because I don't sit here and dictate to people. I don't sit here and try to make myself look better. I don't sit here and talk crap. I don't sit here and belittle people. Well, Bruce is different. He's not a person. He's just like
You
you dragged
have
him from.
you have a different outlook. You've got a, you know, you're not American, so you got a different outlook. So, you know,
Yes,
I
and I don't.
I
Yeah,
like what you bring.
yeah,
You know, because of
yeah.
that. You
Because I don't beat around the bush. I don't. How can I'm going to put this in the best words I can. I probably might take a page out of Jeremy's and, you know, think about what I'm going to say before I say it. All right, and not like other people. Jeremy thinks before he speaks, and so do we. But I bring you the facts. Right, Slug, for example, is in this stream right now, and we've already covered this part where I turned around, where he he said something about you, and I went after him. 8 hours later, I had everything. And what did you say to me? Stand down.
Mhm.
Stand down. And I did. And that there is why we communicate, why we communicate so well, because I bring facts. I don't beat around the bush. And at the end of the day, Roy or Ray, whatever your name is, right? Bring hashtag bring them in. Bring them in. Hashtag bring them in.
he's out in his garage. It's cold. You know, it's fall now. It's getting colder. His wife really needs to let him inside the house.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mrs.
So
Bone Crusher, please bring him into the house.
yes, bring him in.
Bring him in.
Okay. Yeah. All right. We love you. We love you, Bone Crusher. We don't want you to suffer the cold
Suffer
and
negative
you know,
health effects.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and something else. I know that you want to be a disc jockey or a singer from the way you sit there with your microphone. You've got a beautiful set of teeth, by the way. Really nice smile. Just saying, no homo or anything. But here's the thing: if you're going to sit in an environment that looks like 1942, at least put something behind you, like a light, you know, shining underneath your car, because that is a good set. That would look really good. It's like something from Top Gear. You know, put lights under your car. That'll look good.
Ladies, don't kick your husbands out of their homes. Let the you can give them a small part to decorate, but don't
You
kick
hear
them
that,
out.
wife? So I just hang on a minute, darling. You're not allowed to kick me out of the house over winter. We're not just for winter. We're year-round thing, people. What? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll
For
shut
just
up.
for just the price of a cup of coffee every single day, you can
Yeah.
you can bring in a YouTuber from outside from their garage inside the home.
For $10, you can say for
There are grown men doing YouTube shows from their garages.
oh my god, for $10. I don't know why I just had this blinking voice American advert. For $10, you can bring a man in.
Huge Sarah McLaughlin song.
Yeah. Oh my god. You know what? Oh my god. I had this tune in my head. We went shopping today and I had this tune in my head and I couldn't get it out of my head. And now suddenly I've got once I was a small boy. Doobie 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 doo. I'm in the garage all on my own. Boy, can I come inside for a poo? Once I was a small boy.
we we need a picture of like a cold. Okay, someone who's good at Photoshop, get us a picture of like a cold winter window with Ray Bone Crusher sitting outside looking
Yeah.
sad. Bring him in, put him next down, let him lay down next to the
Oh
fireplace.
god. Oh shit, that's funny. But can you
I,
imagine? I just pictured him right sitting in his garage, and then suddenly there's a tune on and then like this old song was from the 50s, I think it was, and it's from a film. It's like Once I was a small boy. Deeby 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 doo.
It sounds like
Buddy.
oh what's Fiddler on the Roof. If I
There
were
you
a
go. Yeah.
rich man.
Doobie 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 doo. My name is Roy Bone Crusher, living in a garage on my own. Yeah.
You the moniker you chose as your name was Bone Crusher, but you're not allowed inside your home.
I mean,
It's like you take that,
why Bone
you get
Crusher?
the hell out of this house.
Yeah, can you imagine? Like he comes in the house. Hey, darling, get out. Okay. I mean, why did he call himself Roy Bone Crusher? I mean, Bone Crusher. What? If you got bad bones or something, drink more milk, man.
It was easier off the tongue than Ray Osteoporosis.
Where's my Zimmer? Darling, where's my Zimmer frame? By the front, quick march. Oh shit. Oh, this is the reason why me and him come on stream together. This is one of the reasons, people. Not this fucking drama bullshit. Don't press that button again. Don't do. Don't.
You're getting a caveman stream.
Yeah, caveman. Cave. Steak. Crush a bone.
Ray has
Garrett.
a garage, neither of you do, and he also has a wife. It epitomizes what serving our nation with honor is. Joke's on you.
Wait a minute. What was that? Where's that?
Trooper's got a wife and a garage. As
Yeah.
he said.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Where was that? Where is it? You two have the banter, but also respect.
I don't need a garage.
Where's that? Where's that comment? Where the garage? Neither of you do.
It was this guy here. Yeah.
Oh, all right. Floor.
Native.
Right. Yeah, I found it. Ray has a garage. Neither of you do, and he also has a wife, and he's what epitomizes that what serving our nation with honor is. Jokes on you. Okay, no, actual fact, jokes on you, sucker. Right, listen to this. I've got a garage. I've got a big garage. But I've also got a wife. Beautiful. My queen is the beauty of all beauties. And she allows me to live inside. I don't have to sit in a garage. Yes, and he has a home.
Broadcast from outside of it. I can do whatever. You guys watched me clean my kitchen this morning. I don't have to go outside of my house to.
I can't believe you done that online as well. You would never see me cleaning. Easy, Tiger. Put that little fucking toothpick there. That's your. Do you know what you should call that?
What's that?
There, you should call that the shit stick and get little brown tape and put a little ball on the end of it and go, hey guys, look, I've just been poking people with my shit stick again.
This is actually my walking stick. If I go out walking out here and I've got my my 550 paracord and my my little compass.
Yeah.
So
if
I get lost in the desert, I can find my way.
Yeah. Word of advice, people, go and get one of those bracelets and always have that paracord bracelet on you. Trust me, right? You'll be very surprised how handy that can come into.
I make them. I sell them locally.
Yeah, well, you know, when you said that you're coming over, you know that I'm going to be wearing a Spider-Man's mask when we meet. But when you come over, yeah, bring one over. I'll buy it off you. I'll give you a cup of tea and whatever. But yeah, no, sorry. If Skipper wants me on his stream. If Skipper wants me on his stream or vice versa, then he can then that's up to him. I appreciate your input, Crusher. Roy, whatever your name is. I appreciate your input and everyone else's, but at the end of the day, it's up to that gentleman there.
I mean, I'll give people constructive criticism. You know, what if I legitimately improve their show, but I'm not going to criticize anyone about the way they want to run their show. Like, what do you care if I bring on Spawn Tripper? He can have an opinion, even if not being an American, he can still have an opinion.
Yeah, just because I'm not an Americanese, okay, that's that's racist. That's discrimination. What did you break?
It didn't break. It fell down.
Right, right. You what that? I mean, basically, saying that is discriminating, right? I'm going to sue you. Wait a minute. Let me become American. I'm going to sue you.
You're almost American now.
Yeah. I mean, I've been talking to you guys so long, I'm starting to sound like American. Yeah. No, I'll be honest with you. Right. In regards of law, American law, I will always ask questions. I will always ask, questions.
Oh, I do
and
too.
I'll do my research. Pardon?
I do too.
Yeah. And if I don't know anything, I will not answer it or I will not bring it up. Wait a minute. What's this spawn trip? You guys are welcome to use our garage. What? You expect me to share your garage with him? Are you nuts? That garage won't last 5 minutes. It'll turn into a nightclub. We'll be raving.
My stick fell down.
Yeah.
Reginald, did you get scared when that fell? Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you wait till you got right. Liz Bird, I'm in the UK. Not wrong with that. We're just not going to make it court. Wait a minute, let me read that properly. I'm in the UK now. Highlight the word now. That you're texting on your phone, aren't you, Liz? We're not going to make it to court in America. Nah, it's not worth it. If you're going to go to America, Liz, right? Let's make a big meetup somewhere in where is it? Malden, Connecticut. I know. I should shut up.
I got to get going now. I got to get a shower before I leave.
I knew I was saying I was smelling. I thought it was our cat, but yeah. I'm
a stinky boy. I need to brush my teeth.
I'm a smelly boy. Snake. I'm a snake. I'm a snake. Hey, that's another thing.
My house is clean. Now my body needs to be because my mind will never be.
I've just figured something out. The few Fleas and Bruce and all that, every time they come on, they can have their own little fucking introductions like, we're the snake. We're snakes. We're a snake. No, but yeah, it's very interesting to, what you were saying before I came on. At the end of the day, going on a serious note, mental health is nothing to joke about. It's definitely nothing to joke about. People, there are people out there who need that help, irregardless. And one thing I'm glad that the what the hells and George and all that he's even stated that they've got counselling going on, and yeah, keep it up, stick to it. Don't let this shit. Make sure you decompress. Make sure that you spend some quality time together away from everyone, and yeah. And if you need cheering up, sorry.
Liz, if you come to California, come visit Joshua Tree, but only in the spring or fall. Don't come in the summer. Too hot. So, all right. Well, I'm going to get off of here because I got to get ready for my day.
He's basically been on here so many times, like, cleaning the kitchen, cooking. And
no Stinky Skipper. We don't want Stinky Skipper. And right now I'm Stinky Skipper.
Well, at least we're lucky this is not smell-o-vision yet.
Right?
Because if it was, you'd be smelling something very interesting right now.
I can smell myself. I smell like sweat and Fabuloso.
Yeah, some interesting comments are coming in. Depression is a kid. Yeah, it is. It is. Do you know, in when was it? A few years ago, 22. Yeah. That's why you saw soldiers doing 22 press-ups plus.
Here we go. I can never understand how vets on a vet channel can make fun of an elderly vet. Hey, we never brought him up until he brought us up.
And also, if he's a vet, and also something else, if he is a vet, he will actually understand our banter and know that it's not directed on a personal level. So go and check up with Roy, and he'll know it's banter. You know, there's no hard feelings. At the end of the day, he's got an opinion. We respect that opinion, but we don't agree on that opinion.
Stinky Skipper. I hope they use that. Yeah, I'm Stinky Skipper right now. I need
Yeah,
a shower. I've been working around my house all morning.
yeah. You know, I get it. People have opinions, right? It doesn't mean that we have to agree on your opinion. That's why when it constructive
Right.
criticism, if we don't agree, we don't have to agree.
I
And
don't
if Roy
remember
Bone,
ever asking what Ray Bonecrusher how he
oh, Ray,
thinks I should do the show. I
yeah,
don't remember ever asking that, but he decided he wanted to give his 2 cents about how I should run my channel. So now
yeah,
I'm giving my 2 cents about how his wife keeps him out of their house. That's not an
exactly.
attack.
Hashtag bring them back in. You know, I mean, and the thing is, if he's a vet, regardless of what service he was in, if he's a vet, if you ever come across a vet who gets butter for what someone else, another vet says, then they didn't they then they were Walter Mitty's, because at the end of the day, right, he will hear the way we're saying it and how we're saying it, and he will know, yeah, they're just fucking, yeah, that's just fucking typical banter. Because I've made a song about Ray, and like I had someone say, "Oh, that's my uncle," da 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 da, and I've ignored that comment, because at the end of the day, Ray, all right, if he's an ex-vet, he will listen to that and he will laugh.
There you go, and Bob's your uncle.
And Bob's your uncle, and Aunt, and Sheila's your aunt. So yeah, but yeah. Oh, see what that word, you know, that word earlier on that I said. I forgot what I said.
That's
Oh,
a fumble. I think
Hey,
that's a pass. Sorry, I got the game on.
you know, I mean, at the end of the day, if he wants to behave like a knob cheese, then that's entirely up to him. So, but
If he doesn't want us talking about him, he shouldn't be talking about us. I never really
exactly.
mentioned him.
And just for you for you mortals, one thing you have to understand, like Mr. Baldman there with the beard of the Kings, right? He's a Marine. I'm infantry. That's army, right? You got Navy, you got paratroopers. We've got your transport. We've got everything. And like he was in transport logistics. We used to call them blanket stackers. But the thing is, we always used to rely on those guys to get the crap to us. If it wouldn't be for the logistics, we wouldn't have what we have. We wouldn't be able to do it. So you guys need. There's always going to be that positive friction between.
Beans, bullets, blankets, bad guys.
Yeah,
That's logistics.
you know, there's always. I mean, like every time we used to go to Portsmouth and the Navy would walk past us and we go, "Hello, sailor," you know, and you know they'll take the piss out of us, and yeah, once in a while we'll get hands on, but it's all for fun. There you go. Your dad was a para. You know, there's two things that fall out of the sky: paras and bird
Take
shit.
this as from a Marine. Infantry has nothing to do with actual trees. They're just trying to fool you.
Don't ignore him. Ignore him.
It's a
They're
small
part-time
tree.
sailors.
Should be
You know
small.
what? You know why there's Marines on ships? Because the sailors need new, they always need new seamen.
Oh God. Well, I gotta get going. We gotta end this because if not, I'm not gonna get shit done.
Come
And
on,
I
you
gotta
like
go.
that one. You like that one. Come on, admit
I
it.
do.
You like that one.
I do
That
like
was
that
good.
one.
That was a good one. Just a part-time seaman. Oh shit! That is a word that in the 80s and 90s when you said seaman, right? And you're trying to talk about like sailors on a ship, the people look at you and go, "Would you stop talking about seamen? What fucking what do you think works on a boat?" Oh, you mean yeah.
It's still a
Oh,
rank in at least in the U.S. Navy. We have seaman and seaman recruit.
yep. Yeah.
No. All right, guys. I gotta get going. You might see me. I don't know if I'm gonna do a live from the stand down or if I'm gonna do a video. Haven't decided yet, but you might see me later on today.
Yeah, and I've just got one quick message. Hey, Ray Broncrusher, if you're watching or listening to this, grow the fuck up, will you? Please. Just grow up.
Right. Put your big boy pants on.
Yeah. Or put your mini skirt on. Oh no, don't do that. You'll get him excited. No, but on a serious note, guys, remember mental health is not a joke. So if you know anyone who has mental health or they're struggling or anything, there are phone numbers out there where you can get help directly or talk to your practitioner or your doctors or something.
Lynette and Stupid Dave both need therapists. Get them therapists.
They do. They do. Absolutely, they do. Yep.
All right,
You
folks.
know.
Thank you for joining us. We're going to end this here. And as always,